What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of 30 NSG. On today's show, we're going to be covering, well, there's a lot to talk about, but yet not a lot to talk about because the Marvel Rivals game is supposed to show something this morning at 11 a.m. We have some leaks and rumors that we're going to go over about that leading up to supposedly what's happening at 11 o'clock. We also have Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. We have a little bit more information about the Joker DLC that's coming out, or Season 1 that's coming out. And at 1 o'clock, they have a more information about Season 1 as well. So we might stay live till then to watch that as well. We also got Xbox news. Xbox talking about xCloud, mouse and keyboard support. We're also talking about Steam. And Epic might be coming to Xbox consoles. Phil Spencer says certain things, so we'll cover that all on today's show. If you like what we do here, we cover gaming news stories. We have conversations with chat. I do breakout videos live, and then I talk about those subjects even more with chat. So if you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. What's going on, chat? What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Roadkill, Big Mo, Z, Eclipse, Water? Who am I missing here? Travis, good morning. Roadkill says, what's going on? I can't wait for Season 1. Like you said, they better make us play for the Joker and not give them to us. Well, they're not giving him to you. You can purchase him. Now, we could talk about that first. Let's see here. The first story, like you can actually earn him in game by playing, but apparently now this has been in the game since the start, but now people are starting to look it up, type of thing. Dave, I can't find any information as far as, like, I saw the tweets from Sean Murray, but I don't see any more information about No Man's Sky. I posted in the Discord about, oh, here comes the next update whenever it is, and so we'll see. As this morning, as we're live, I'm pretty sure they'll drop a trailer or something. The trailer just dropped. There you go. Okay, well then we'll talk about that in just a second. We'll throw the No Man's Sky stuff. That's what I love doing about these morning shows. Like, just content just flies in as we do it, and we cover it like ASAP. Right? You're not gonna get that anywhere else on YouTube as fast as I do stuff. Okay, everyone else has to kind of like hear the news, and then they read the news, and then they talk about the news like a day, hours afterwards. We literally do it like live. So, all right, so Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Joker can be unlocked early by paying, it turns out. Okay, this is from Paul Tassi. He says, we're a day away from launch of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League first season, which is hopefully not the only season, but the things are not looking great. And yet, with 48 hours to go, I learned something rather strange thanks to a spotlighted in-game pop-up. While yes, in addition to the new squad member, Joker, is technically free, it turns out you can pay to skip what appears to be actual story content in the season to unlock him instantly. It says, quote, the Joker can be unlocked as part of the story for Season 1 by defeating Brainiac, or if you just can't wait, you can just instant access him in the store, the notice says. Again, this is news to me, even if someone who follows this game closer than almost everyone. It's a little bizarre to me that offer the option at all, but it speaks out to how Suicide Squad maybe need to claw or scrap the revenue outside the cosmetics in the case of some impatient people who can't what to play an hour or two for story content. Or if it's more than, I think people were expecting to log in and grind their way to actually playing the biggest draw of the season. Okay? This is not how Marvel's Avengers worked. When the character launched, you simply log in and you had them, and you start the storyline based on the arrival. No pay to skip option because there's nothing to skip. Instead, this feels more like Overwatch, which is used to offer ways of lengthy grind and new heroes with alternately purchasing them outright. Now, Overwatch has recently made all the heroes free. In this case, I don't really even understand why this option exists in the first place. Who's still interested in Suicide Squad enough to want to play as the Joker, but not interested enough to play the actual story content before they unlock him? Now, the razor with this group is already a small audience, and then again, the whole idea of free season and free heroes is part of what made the game, what made games like Avengers tank the revenue side. Like Avengers, there's also a new battle pass, the character's cosmetics in it, and which will also be main purchase of the season. So Suicide Squad already dropped its big balance fix patch this week, ahead of the season launch and reportedly still laden with technical problems, and some which remain the Godspeed of release tomorrow, or Godspeed on release tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So here's the thing, right? We just had a conversation yesterday about Dogma, right? Dragon's Dogma, right? Why are they selling, fast travel points? Seems kind of weird. People's time, man. People's time. People have way more money than they have time. We all have the same amount of time, but we don't all have the exact same amount of money, okay? So he's absolutely correct, though. Who is this for? Because the people that are still playing this game, that like the game, probably want to play the game, right? And the people that don't want to play the game are not playing the game. So what person is coming back to play this game that they're so not excited to play so they could just skip ahead and pay for Joker? It doesn't make sense, but it is there for people to purchase. Now, is this a bad thing? I think so. I mean, if you're gonna put something there behind, like he says in the article, 2-3 hours of story content, but yet at the same time you're going to pay to skip the play, I will never understand this. I will never understand this personally. Okay. I play games because I like playing games. I don't play games so I could pay more money to not play games, right? I will never understand this. There's people out there, like I said, that have more money than time. But again, I just don't grasp the concept of, yeah, I really love this game. I really like playing the game, but I'm paying more money so I can skip playing the game. That will never fly with me. I don't know what it is. Call me old school, whatever, or call me smart. I don't know. But that's what's happening in Suicide Squad. So you can purchase the Joker, but you can also play the game, which I'm going to play. I'm going to play the game to unlock the character instead of paying whatever it is to get him. So let me see what you guys are saying in chat here. Let's see. The trailer just dropped. Purchase a... Oh, trailer just dropped for that. Okay. Why would you pay to skip playing the actual game? I don't get it, Travis. I'll never understand. I'll never understand why people buy the game, pay the money for the game, and then buy the thing to skip playing the game. I will never understand that. My thing is, who cares if it's like 2 missions, earn them. You have money to blow, by all means. Sure, Dolphin. Like I said, people have more money than time. We all have the same time, but we all don't have the same amount of money. How long is the season 1 story content? I would assume, and I said this months ago, it'd probably be like 2-3 hours of like content. I would assume, but it might be 1 mission. Right? I have no idea. The content is earning the guns, earning Joker, the story content. I don't know. I would say about 2 to 3 hours, I would assume. That's if they drop it all at once. Unless there's story beats that come out every single week for the first part of the season, like a mission or something to progress the story. Sort of like what Division 2 does, right? You go on a mission, you save the person, you kill the person, and then you wait 2 weeks to get the next story beat, and then you move on, right? I don't know. Eclipse says, yeah, it's very stupid. I don't understand it at all. Who is this for? Like, really? I don't know, Eclipse. Because you have the time and money. You're a lucky bastard. You, Mike. Me? Who says I have money and time? I'm scraping by on time. Okay? I have lots of stuff to do and not enough time to do it. Dave is so excited for No Man's Sky. He's just talking about No Man's Sky. He doesn't even care about the topic. Mia is just a vendetta on Suicide Squad. I'm overseeing all these articles try to sway you into being a bad game and hoping it dies. If you enjoy it, play it. Simple. Yeah, Kylo, someone commented on my thing today, and I pushed back just a little bit. Let me open it up, right? Somebody, and it wasn't a bad thing, but I said this, right? So somebody, where is it? I responded. Okay, someone said the game is already over. I like the optimism, but this year is too packed for people to even care about the half-baked game. And I said, oh, I agree with you, what you're saying about being packed for the year, but I do disagree that this is a half-baked game. There are half-baked games out there, and this is not one of them, right? Suicide Squad, for what we got in the beginning, regardless if it's a live service game or not, the portion that we got in the very beginning of the game it's not a half-baked game. There's lots of half-baked games out there, and Suicide Squad's not one of them. Now, if people have issues with the story, if people have issues with whatever about the game, cool. But to say the game is half-baked, that's falsely. That's just false. That says, the only time I've done it with the Injustice Brainiac and that because I had the gaming tournament and was hosting at my comic shop. If I pay $100, can I just skip the credits? I mean, sure. I mean, hell, let's be honest. If you guys want to pay not to watch me, I'll be more than happy to take the money, right? You become a member and then you don't watch the stream. I'd be okay with that, right? Like, think about the mentality of the developers. They're like, we make content, but let them pay to not play it. That's genius, Ted. Let's spend 5 to 6 months making something, and then let's charge $10 for them not to play it. That sounds fantastic. This makes me think Joker is time-gated like seasonals in Destiny 2. No, House, I think there's a mission. He's not time-gated. You can literally earn him in-game. Now, you're right, though. It could be an earn him in-game. Like, it could take a couple days. It could take a couple hours. It could take a couple weeks. I think it is just play through, beat the thing, and then you unlock him. And with all the bug fixes they're dropping, I'm hoping that it's also resolved and ready to go. Lejeune had a tweet. Lejeune had a tweet yesterday, I think. All right, let me look up Lejeune real fast. Spell that correctly. Okay, so Lejeune said... Where is it? Oh, no. Where did he say it? He described what was going on. What was it? Oh, here it is. He said, multiplayer is quick description for Suicide Squad with this patch. 2 players, very smooth. Okay. 3 players, smooth, but bugs happen, not a lot. 4 players, super buggy, restart every incursion you complete. Now, I don't know if that's exactly still going on. And he says, is it 2 or 3 players? No, it's not, but 4, yeah. So 4-player co-op is super buggy. But 2 and 3 player co-op is good in the game. Mileage may vary per person, right? Now, I believe he's playing on PlayStation. I don't know if he's playing on PC. I'm pretty sure he's playing on PlayStation. So I don't know if it's happening the same thing with PC or if it's happening the same thing with Xbox. I haven't played it yet myself, so. Everyone's saying the servers are fixed. Who cares? Is the reason pay to skip is allowed to exist? I just think it's kind of stupid, Jones. I mean, people spend your money on what you want to spend on. Okay? I just think it's dumb that you work so hard on a game and then ask money up for, to skip that actual content or that character or whatever. Dave says Suicide Squad is a full game. It's not half-baked. It's not Redfall. Right. No, Reddit leaked it. It's a recruit Joker mission. There you go. Wow, I'm surprised. DC Online update is pretty nice. Didn't expect the textures to look really good. They only have it for PlayStation 5 right now, Eclipse. They said they're going to down the road. I don't know what that means, how much further Xbox Series S and X have to wait. It was actually only like 15 gigabytes. I was surprised. We'll take a 2 or 3. That's an upgrade. Most people won't even finish the game anyways. So let those people complain that they didn't finish the game. They're probably going to buy a new game anyway. Right. I mean, look, I have no problem if people want to buy the stuff. I just think it's stupid that it's there. I do. Okay? I'm not saying the people that buy it are stupid. I just think it's stupid that you work so hard on something as a developer in the company, and you're like, oh yeah, we made a 2-3 hour story, but you can pay $10 to skip it. It's convenience. I mean, it's there. People spend their money on what they want to spend their money on. I just think it kind of undermines what you're actually doing. Okay. We have another thing for Suicide Squad as well. Okay. This comes from Game Rant. Okay. The next thing for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Season 1 is a big step in the right direction. Now, I don't know if this is I would assume an opinion piece by Jack Peachy here. The Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League first season does a lot to benefit the game's longevity and might just help it cheat death. Now, we read an article yesterday from Paul Tassi talking about it's a make or break it. I posted my reactions to that this morning at 9 o'clock because it's pertinent, because it's coming out so fast. So after upon delay, sustained erosion fandom interest, the safety, it's safe to say that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has gotten off to a wrong foot. Now, the game's live service pivot, Jesus Christ, I'm okay. Pivot is divisive plot and received poorly, but Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League first post-launch season may also have a shot at whisking the game from the jaws of defeat. Now, Rocksteady's live service continuation of Arkhamverse has been a railroad to catastrophic for some time now, but it's also grindy looter-shooter gameplay and live service monetization haven't helped much. Now, delays only gave the backlash time fester, and it came ahead of its title releases, and where the game's storyline and lacking of content surrounding these further of Warner Brothers dubbing Suicide Squad financial disappointment, thankfully, its post-launch content may breathe new life into it. Now, I have a problem. A lot of people are talking about an insert game here. It's not really about Suicide Squad, but it is because it's pertinent to Suicide Squad. But if a game comes out and it's a live service game, and yet they haven't implemented the live service game, let's think back at other live service games that came out that their stuff was like delayed, but yet the store was constantly updating, right? The actual live service store was keep going, but the game wasn't being supported, right? They haven't inputted the actual live service store, the battle pass and stuff in the game yet, right? They literally, for the last 2 months, have been fixing the game for the multiplayer aspect of it. Mind you, they also made the problem by not putting single player, offline mode in the game at launch. That's their fault. Okay, they knew about this over a year ago. But now they haven't been scummy by updating the store constantly over and over and over while the game was still waiting for Season 1. Now Season 1's here. Now all the problems that people had with live service of Suicide Squad now is pertinent, because now Season 1 starts tomorrow. And when Season 1 comes out, they can look at the battle pass, they can look at the quest, they can look at the stuff and go, it's not good. But up until this point, they were complaining that it's failing as a live service game, where the live service aspect wasn't even turned on yet. But, facts. So Suicide Squad Season 1 could give the game a new lease on life. Now, while there's also a chance it's too late to salvage the Suicide Squad, the first season and title's live service roadmap has a chance to reverse some of the misfortune. Despite arriving in plenty of monetization opportunities, one of the major complaints about the game with this new battle pass, it comes in a huge chunk of free content, unless you want to pay for Joker and skip that part. Lots of new content is coming to Suicide Squad. In fact, it's more than the games like Apex Legends offer in the season. Not only is there a new character in the form of the Joker, but there's a new Mayhem map will offer good deal of exploration through the excursion missions, new weapon sets, and also coming themed around a big shot DC villain like Two-Face and Scarecrow, as well as the niche picks like Dr. Poison. Likewise, players can also expect new enemies and new boss fights. Well, the boss fights are a little, let's be honest, right? I like the game, and the boss fights are a little, right? Which is a downer. Now, the quality of the content will remain unseen until March 28th. And things like this, the Joker's incursion already attracted negative attention in the mediocre design of Multiverse's theming. However, the free update with many new additions, nonetheless, something that helps Suicide Squad from becoming a content wasteland in the vine of Marvel's Avengers. Now, moreover, the updates comes in a ton of bug fixes. These fixes are essential for the game's longevity and are also important steps towards the better player experience. Now, Season 1's episode split could be a solid gambit. Okay, Season 1 has been split into 2 episodes titled Fear and Duality. Okay, The aforementioned patch will arrive on Suicide Squad with Fear, as well as Scarecrow Infamy set, Joker as a playable character, and a boss fight against a version of Brainiac with Green Lantern powers will arrive mid-season, delivering other new features like Two-Face Infamy set and another Brainiac fight, this time with Superman's power set. This is quite a substantial set of content per episode, which is also sporting a variety of cosmetics, new weapons, new missions, new boss fights. Spreading this across the multi-month season will also keep a title going for longer, and rather than having one content burst at the beginning of the season, players will sustain over a longer period. This is a unique strategy, but it's also built the potential that this also could replicate in the high standard of multiple seasons. Division 2 does this. Division 2 releases the season. It's in 4 parts, okay? Like I said earlier, you save a character, you kill a character, you do that. 2 weeks later, the next bit comes out. 2 weeks later, the next bit comes out. 2 weeks later, the next bit, or 3 weeks, whatever it is. And they slowly drip feed you through it to get you through each season, and then they do the next season. It's fine, right? I don't want to play a game, and this is just me personally, right? I used to play Destiny 1 nonstop from 2014 to 2000 until Destiny 2 came out. And even when Destiny 2 came out, I played it nonstop. I didn't like playing games like that. I don't like playing games like that anymore, right? I used to play MMOs like that. I like this drip feed content. I like this live service aspect where if you like the game, if you don't like the game, you're like, it's bullshit or whatever. Okay. But I like going back to Division 2, playing a season, and then putting it down for weeks, maybe a month or two, and then coming back when the next season starts. Okay. That's what I like to do now, because I don't like sitting there waiting. When I played Destiny, I was like, all right, what's next? What's next? I ate all my food. What's next? Give me more. Give me more food. Give me more food. Now I eat. I walk away. I come back for the next meal, I eat, and then I put it down. They said with Suicide Squad, before the game even launched, they said, we respect the player's time, come back when the new season starts, play a little bit, put it down, come back later when we add more stuff. They literally said that in the vid docs that they had, okay? So I'm okay with this drip feed content. You don't have to play. Now, if you want to play a game 1,000 hours and never put it down, and cool. If you're one of those people that does that and doesn't complain that there's no content and you're not having fun, cool. But if you're one of those people that does it as fast as possible and then bitches about there's not enough content, you got to look at how much time you have in that game. You got to look at how much time you have in the game. If you have 300 hours in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the problem is not the game not having enough content. The problem is that you're playing the game way too much, and that's not really a problem. The problem is that you think that there's just going to be a constant stream of content that can keep up with your playstyle, and that's never going to happen. Never going to happen. There's no game in the history that can keep up with your playstyle if you constantly playing 16-hour days, hell, even 10-hour days. If you play 10 hours a day for 7 days a week, that's 70 hours of content. That is never going to fulfill you at all. There's no game that will do that. You will get bored at some time. Even Helldivers, with the drip feed that they have, you'll play the shit out of it in 1 week and go, there's nothing to do. I'll wait for the next major order to come in. That's just the way it is. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of this content for just in general? Do you like the drip feed, like a slow drip type of content? Do you like all the content up front so you can burn through it and then bitch about it afterwards? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. And if you like what we do here, please check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Let's see. I can't wait to play this. Like those who say the game is dead, go play a thriving game like Fortnite and let me enjoy the good game. I mean, I love Horizon Forbidden West. The bosses are just mad too, or mad. So I don't think it's amazing bosses make or break a game. No, I don't think it's a make or break game for them to do this, right? But at the same time, I think what they could do is make the boss fights better. Now, I am very worried about what happens after we see the replicas of the boss fights of Green Lantern and Superman, and then we get Batman maybe next season, right? Season 2. What bosses are they going to put in the game after that, Travis? That's my thing. Austin number 1 says, are you playing the game? Yeah, I got over 100 hours in the game already. And when the game, when it updates tomorrow, we will be playing it tomorrow morning live here on stream. I want to see how they bring him back. Isn't it already dead in the story? They already said how they bring it. You're talking about Joker. They bring him back because he's from another dimension. He's from another Elseworld. He was a leader of the Suicide Squads from another dimension. They all died. And now you bring him over into this world. As long as the game keeps you coming back, that's a good thing. Right. I'm definitely a slow drip person. So I can come back to it whenever I want. Yeah, that to me as a gamer, Eclipse, I like it. Like yesterday, we played South Park, right? The day before, we played, I don't even know what the hell we played. The hell did we play on what did we play on Monday night? I don't even know what we played Monday night. Oh, we played Sworn, right? Yeah, Sworn, right? We played Sworn on Monday. We played South Park on Tuesday, right? It's nice to play different games and keep it fresh, man. To me personally, I don't want to play that same constant thing over and over. I'll put my 20 hours in, 50 hours in, 100 hours in. I'll put that game down for a couple of months, come back to it. Is South Park really a 3, Mike? To me, a 3 means it's a broken, buggy, unfinished game. But apparently, that's only considered for 9s now. And a game that's actually complete and done, and doesn't have any major bugs or fixes, that's a 3, right? I don't think it's a 3. Do I think it's the best South Park game? No, not by any means. I miss the humor of the first 2 games that we played in the last, 5 to 10 years, right? The Stick of Truth and South Park Butthole, right? The humor in that was like South Park. This is less South Park, right? Still has the South Park humor, but it's more I don't know, fart humor than outrageous humor. You know what I mean? Come on, L. No Man's Sky update. Might have to check it out when it comes out. I think it's already out. Isn't it already out? Or they just dropped it. They just dropped the trailer. So we'll look at that in a second. I don't know if we should talk. We should probably talk about Marvel's Rivals first for all the leaks before the thing drops at 11 o'clock. So we might do that. Because supposedly at 11 o'clock this morning, which is in about 30 minutes, they're going to drop information about Marvel Rivals. Yeah, Sworn is it's an alpha test game right now. It's on Steam, Travis. It's actually pretty good. You can go over to I took the video down off of this channel, but I moved over the first episode, first part over on 30 and Still Gaming. And you can go check out the gameplay there. I played with Eclipse the other day. The first episode is just me playing solo 3 missions, and then part 2, part 3, and stuff will come out throughout the week. Is the Marvel game a mobile game? It's a PC, mobile, and console game. It's across all platforms. Well, I don't want to say all platforms. I don't know if it's on the Switch. According to Miller, we were wrong about being a mobile. I mean, I'm not wrong about anything. I just read the rumors that said it was a mobile game. I just read the news. I read the news about other people getting things wrong. Which in proxy gets me, I guess I say it wrong. So let's see here. We got... All right, so let's do this because in the next... If it's coming at 11 o'clock, let's get these done before it comes out, right? Right, exactly right, Travis. This right here looks like a chance of bullshit, right? Like that's what basically what it is. I thought it was mobile too. Yeah, based on the rumors that we read yesterday that people were talking about, they said it was on mobile, console, and PC. Now let's find out more, shall we? Let's do it together, right? like we do on the show, I read the news, give you my thoughts based on the article of the news, and then we go from that, right? So Paul Tassi again reports a Marvel 6v6 Overwatch style shooter is coming. Okay. Now, while the hero shooter may be somewhat shaky ground in terms of new entries these days, what the hero is really, really well known, we appears the idea behind reportedly developed Marvel game that will allegedly be a 6v6 Overwatch style hero shooter. Now, in third person, not first person. Now, see, yesterday they talked about first person. So because they said first person yesterday, we started giving ideas of it. If it's a first person shooter, then I said, how would that work? The only people that would work with is, and then we started going into what was talked about yesterday based on the information that was given to us yesterday. So I've seen a different bits of sources of it now, the latest from the streamer. And yes, I'm convinced that the game is likely real, and it's from NetEase. Okay, which is also contracted development of Marvel games, but it's also supported to be a larger AAA scale that's past mobile entries, Marvel Super Wars and Marvel Duel. One report say it will be on PC, another says console and mobile as well. Now, known Avengers Suicide Squad leaker Miller also confirmed existence of the game, which is also supports and stylized in a vein of Valorant more than Overwatch designs. Miller says it's like Storm's design, seemingly confirming that the character in an additional streamer article says Magneto is another character and will also be voiced by James Arnold Taylor, Obi-Wan in the other Clone Wars animated series. Reportedly, Magneto will have environmental destruction ability powers. The details remain a bit murky, with a few conflicting reports, but the top line of a competitive Marvel's hero shooter is enough to go off, though the imagine more than a few players will be also skeptical of NetEase involvement here, as a company is widely known for microtransactions, heavily mobile games, and hero shooters from Overwatch and Valorant to Apex Legends are obviously laden with microtransactions at baseline. Now, Marvel game will also have skins and very at least to be sure. So, who is on this list? Where is the rundown, which obviously is subject to change, and it's not clear how many of the game would also launch with, and these are also the ones that would add later. As you can see, it's spanning both Avengers, X-Men, and the very at least here. So we have Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, Luna Snow, Punisher, Rocket, Groot, Loki, Spider-Man, Hulk, Magic, Magneto, Mantis, Storm, Penny Parker, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Namor, and Thor. Okay? A few interesting inclusions in this would be also Luna Snow, a Korean hero, which also first showed up in Marvel's Future Fight and has since appeared in the comics. You also may recognize Penny Parker from Spider-Man vs. movie series, and also inspired version of Spider-Man from the alternate universe. Other picks are a little surprising, like Magic and Mantis, seem a bit low profile than others, and also a good list. Valorant only launched with 12 agents, and this is 19. Overwatch, however, had 21, so who knows? Maybe it's all of them. This is pretty easy and skeptical about being this given how poorly most Spider-Man hero super games have performed as of late and how burnt out many players are with hero shooters. But we'll see. This is supposed to be an announcement for the game coming this year, and also be learned more that if it has NetEase to coming, the commitment of the update will be back here. Okay, so we also have pictures here. Now, the art style of it, I think it seems pretty good, right? I kind of like the art style of it. We got Bruce Banner here, which I kind of like. If it's Bruce Banner, and then does he change into the Hulk? That would be cool to see him change into the Hulk. Okay, we got the Punisher, we got Storm, we got Loki, we got Doctor Strange, we got Mantis, we got Rocket Raccoon, we got Black Panther, we got Groot, we got Magic, we got Luna Snow, we got Iron Man, we got Spider-Man, and we got Magneto. Okay, I think the art style is actually pretty good. Okay, I think the actual art style is pretty good, but I'll tell you what, man. My bridge is a little burnt right now. I know it's a bad analogy because of what happened recently in real life, but with Marvel's Future Revolution, with Marvel's Avengers, with Guardians of the Galaxy, with DC's Suicide Squad, with all of these things, I've gotten hyped for every single one of these games, and then they kind of just fall flat. Okay? Now, this game, I feel I'm excited, right? I'm excited. I'm more excited about Marvel games than I am about the Marvel shows and stuff that Disney's doing. Okay? I like the art style. I'm interested, but I'm kind of turned off that because it's PvP, I'm like, I'll try it on stream, I'll play it or whatever, but I don't know if I'm going to love it. Okay? my favorite part about Overwatch when I played it, I liked it when it first came out. Okay, I played Apex Legends when it first came out, but I get bored real fast of these games. What I liked about Overwatch is that they brought in a PvE aspect when the what's his name's Halloween special. What was Junker, right? Like, I like the PvE aspect. Like, I see all these characters and I'm like, how do you not make a game like Ultimate Alliance with all these characters instead of just making it a PvP? Like, when you make a game like this, make it PvP, make it PvE. Another thing I said, before I said it on Discord yesterday, they show 14 characters here, and there's an additional 5 characters off another page, but I said they need to double this. If you're bringing a hero shooter out, base level, all right, because you don't know if the game's going to make it or break it, okay? Just like Multiverses, right, the WB fighting game, you need to have as many characters as possible. More the better, okay? You need to if you have 14, double it. You should have 28, okay? You should have 28 heroes at the start. There's literally thousands of heroes, and instead of putting Luna Snow in here, you could have put Wolverine, right? You should have double the amount of heroes. That way, it's a bigger chunk, and then you can add more characters down the road as well. Now, I get it. They're like, well, we want people to come back. We gotta lure them in with other characters like Wolverine or Colossus or Cyclops or whatever it is. They should double this right off the bat. There should be other abilities. Like, how badass would this be? We talked about it a little bit yesterday about the end game fight where it's like good versus evil and everyone's fighting on one big battleground and whatnot. But how cool would it be if you could all join forces and go up against Galactus or go up against a major boss, sort of like a raid boss type of thing, like in a World of Warcraft or an MMO? That would be awesome. You know what I mean? But I am a little bit interested and excited about what this game could be. But a lot of people are just kind of because they hear that it's NetEase and they know that NetEase means microtransactions. It's synonymous, right? I said it yesterday. If you eat a hot dog, you want ketchup and relish and all the stuff on it. If you get a hamburger, you want a bun, you want lettuce and tomato. It just happens. It's like comes with French fries. When you say the name NetEase, okay, 100% you're like, oh yeah, that's microtransactions. 1,000% microtransactions. So they're going to nickel and dime you for heroes. They're going to nickel and dime you for the different customizations for them, for cosmetic skins. Who knows what else they'll sell, okay? There'll be probably loot boxes. Maybe not loot boxes, maybe a different way of a loot box. Because obviously they've learned their lesson, because when they saw Overwatch, they were starting to make this game. When they saw Apex Legends, they were making this game. And now this game's going to come out, or they're going to tell you it's coming out later this year, early next year. We get more information in about 20 minutes or so as of recording this on March 27th at 10:30 in the morning. Okay, so I'm a little excited about it, but at the same time, I'm not excited about it. I liked Marvel's Future Revolution. That was a single-player, multiplayer, PvP, PvE environment game on the mobile phone that we played on the PC. I enjoyed it. I actually liked it, okay? I waited so long for Wolverine to come in, and when Wolverine finally entered the game, I was done playing the game, okay? This is why when you have a superhero game, doesn't matter if it's DC, doesn't matter if it's Marvel, Gotham Knights needed more heroes. Gotham Knights needed more bad guys. Marvel Avengers needed more heroes. Marvel's Avengers needed more bad guys. Suicide Squad needs more heroes. Also needs more bad guys. Anytime there's a Marvel or DC game, the fans want as many heroes or villains as possible in the game. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of this? Are you excited to play the Marvel Rivals game that's looming over us right now, that it's coming out? Do you like the characters that you saw? Do you like that they're putting Magic and Snow Luna instead of other characters in there like Cyclops and Wolverine, much more popular characters in the game right off the bat? Again, these are just rumors, but let me know in your comments down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what we're doing here, please make sure you check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see what you're saying here. 30, there's also rumors that it is the game isn't first person, it's third person, 6v6, which is better than my opinion, and the skins will be free. Now, obviously, we read the thing and it said it's going to be a third person. Yesterday, when we said it was first person, I was like, why would you make a Heroes game first person like this? I said it yesterday. I said we want to see the cosmetics. We want to see the character. This is why we want to play Spider-Man and Batman and stuff like that, because you see the characters, right? If I were them, I would have started out with all the big guys, big guns for the game. They're trying to promote this, for instance. Exactly. Put them out there as much as possible. Will it be a gotcha? I don't know. I don't know if it'll be a gotcha. NetEase? Maybe. Maybe. Hell, let's talk about that for a second. If they just made a Genshin Impact type of game, but with Marvel, would that be a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. You guys let me know, right? This should have a Deadpool, Punisher, Moon Knight, Wolverine, Daredevil instead of those heroes no one's going to use. What's going on, Argus? Why do you think you're speaking for everyone here? You have the preference. Other people have theirs. For I'm also happy with the choice of heroes. What I'm saying, Alien, is a lot of people, they can put the heroes in. That's why I'm saying put more heroes in, right? I'm not saying that Luna, Snow, and Magic are not popular characters. There's people that like them. I mean, there's people that like roast beef sandwiches, and there's people that don't like roast beef sandwiches, okay? What I'm saying is, if you're going to put 14 characters in or 19 characters in, put more characters in. Because what's the lifespan of these games? What's the lifespan of these games? If it's a great game, it can last 2 years. Or I'm sorry, if it's a terrible game, it's lasting a year and a half to 2 years. If it's a great game, it can last 3 to 5 years. Okay, like put as many heroes in as possible to capture the people and go, damn. There's literally, I think there's like 1,800 superheroes that they have in the Marvel Cinematic, not even the Cinematic Universe. 1,800 characters in the universe of Marvel, and they're like, yeah, let's pick Mantis. Who's going to use Mantis? Right? Put Mystique in there. Right? Put someone that we can do and use, and people are like, oh man, that's cool. I can't wait to run up to somebody and grab them so they can have nightmares and I can see what they are, right? Right? Put Rogue. Put Rogue in there instead. But this looks like another gacha game that uses popular characters as a cash grab. Could be. Hopefully we see more about it and they give us more information about it in the next 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Spider-Man and Hulk is enough for me to play. Yeah, Spider-Man and Hulk is also enough for me, and Doctor Strange, right? I love Hulk. I love Spider-Man. You put Wolverine in there, it's a trifecta, right? You never get the trifecta, right? Right? We got Hulk and Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers, but only if you were on PlayStation, right? You got Doctor Strange and Wolverine and Spider-Man, but you didn't get Hulk in Marvel's Future Revolution, right? You never get the three that I want that are in there, right? Wolverine's one of the most popular characters in the world, and yet, I mean, he's literally getting his own standalone game, and yet in a lot of these games, they don't put him in right away because they know they can lure you in later when they put him in. But by that time, the game could be dead. Eclipse, thank you very much for the membership. Appreciate that. Thanks for becoming a member. If Spider-Man is only on PlayStation only again, I will rage. B tier before movies, bro. Oh, B tier movies. Spider-Man PlayStation only. No, because Spider-Man was in a multiverse on Switch. Right. They don't own them, but they could pay for them. They could pay for them again. Like I said, I'm interested in seeing what they do with this. Let's see if this one has more information. Okay, so we have another story here. This comes from The Verge. It says Marvel's Rivals leak claims that the new details and image, okay, recently reported that the claim of NetEase is in development of an Overwatch-style Marvel shooter. In the report, it also says the company's making a 6v6 third-person shooter with a roster of fighters made up of some of the Marvel's recognizable characters, hero shooter style. On social platforms, another leak surfaced recently claiming that the revealing images of more details about the developing title. So on Marvel's game's Twitter profile, impending reveals was announced due to take place today at 8 a.m., which is 11, okay, and accompanied by black and white images showing silhouettes of various Marvel characters. But the full color image was leaked online shortly after. This is what they claim details the image of the projective surfaced. So this is not a mobile game and will only be on... Wait, this is not a mobile game and will only be on mobile and PC. Okay, again. So this is not a mobile game and will only be on mobile and PC? But wouldn't that mean it is a mobile game? Am I not understanding English? Shouldn't they say this is a mobile and PC game? Why would you write a sentence, this is not a mobile game and will only be on mobile and PC? Okay. Thor and Moon Knight will be released as later heroes. Okay. There's also no player versus environment mode, which I think is a huge mistake. I do. I think that's a huge mistake. Okay. Because here's what I get from this. Okay. So, because there's no player versus environment and it's just PvP, and it is a non-mobile, mobile PC game, I think they're going to sell you power. There's going to be a balance issue, and a lot of people that would play this game will shortly stop playing the game because of the balance issues, and it would be very smart of them to put some sort of PvE mode into the game. Okay. The more melee-based, then it's shooter-based. Only characters with guns use them. It's a third-person exclusive. Okay, wait a minute. Can I read that sentence again? It's more melee-based than it is a shooter-based. Only characters with guns will use them. No shit. No shit. Only characters with guns will use them. That's amazing. Right? It's a third-person exclusive. Okay? Characters can evolve. Bruce Banner can transform into Hulk, for example. So it's like Pokemon. Now, obviously, that's pretty cool. The Hulk actually changing from Bruce Banner to Hulk. I hope he's not Bruce Banner 90% of the time, and then you get like a special ability and then can morph him into Hulk. That would be kind of weird. Okay. So, yeah, there's not much more to that, to answer that. It says the image was posted on Twitter, and it claims to be revealed that the game's menu, specifically the Heroes tab, is a snapshot. We'll see a lineup of Marvel characters in the style of reminiscences of Overwatch, perhaps of Valorant, in their list. Okay. At least it's on PC. Well, so is Marvel's Future Revolution, but that was also through an emulator. Punisher's only going to carry guns, not going to use them. Here's the funny part, right? Yesterday they said it's a first-person shooter, not a first-person shooter. They say they're only gonna use guns, right? And yet there's no one using guns except for the people using guns, right? This is why I don't really like talking about leaks and rumors until the actual news comes out. Hence why I'm trying to get this stuff out now. So at 11 o'clock when it does go live, if it goes live, when they give us more information, supposedly, then we'll actually see what it is. And then we can actually report on the actual information. Only shooters will use guns. Dig a Suicide Squad, everyone has to take a shot. Let's see what else we have here. There was another picture of the other characters. They show like Scarlet Witch. Did I put that in my Discord? I think I put that in Discord. Where was that? Always got to be careful with Twitter now, because people post within the post, and when you scroll down, all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa!" You can't have that. Can't have that. Okay, show me the gameplay already. I need to see this. Let's see. They showed pictures of Scarlet Witch and stuff like that. I do like the art style. I think the art style is cool. Can we just take this game? Can we just make it Marvel Heroes again, please? Can we just make it Marvel Heroes? It's on Miller's Twitter? Okay, thank you. There it is. Does he have the full list of other characters as well? He's asking for Quake again. Yeah. So there you go. You got Scarlet Witch, Penny Parker, Star-Lord, and Namor. Or Namor, as they said on the in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. My name is Namor. The Hulk is going to use an AK-47 or nah? Maybe. It's always porn too. It's always porn, Argus. You're scrolling down. You're like, oh, look at the little puppy. And you're like, let me see what the people are saying about the puppy. And you're like, bam. And you're like, oh, those are puppies, all right. I heard Namor was OP as hell in the game. We all want to see Spider-Man use a 9mm against Iron Man. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I play Marvel games. Maybe it's a League of Legends clone. Hey, this goes back to what I've said months and months and years ago. I said any game with an IP that you know, like for instance, you don't like Overwatch, but now Overwatch is Marvel. Right? Everyone's like, oh, I would play that, right? You don't play League of Legends, but now League of Legends is a Marvel IP, and you're like, oh, I might be interested in that, right? It doesn't matter if you like an IP, you like the characters, and they make that same game and put it in, right? Right? Tell me you don't like Helldivers, but then tell me you don't want a game where you see like Cable, Bishop, Deadpool, and someone else with guns all playing in the Marvel universe. You'd be like, I would play that. Right? Whatever it is. Now, I would rather not play Overwatch style game. You give me a Battlefield. If you give me a Battlefield type game or Battlefront type game with a whole bunch of Marvel characters or DC characters, hell, that would be the ultimate mashup. You give me a third person Marvel versus DC Battlefront type of game. Massive battlefield. So we're looking at the last battle of Endgame, where we have the bad guys and good guys, and we're all fighting each other. I might be interested in that. Yeah, Storm and Namor are OP in this new game. Well, here's the biggest problem. 1, PvP. 2, if you have characters that are OP like that, people are done. They're like, this is stupid. This is too powerful. They'll be nerfing and buffing things all day long. You'd be like, oh, I leveled this character up. And then they're like, oh, sorry, we nerfed it into the ground. Then you move on to the next one. This is why I hope they put some sort of PvE element into this game. This is what happened. Look at Future Revolution, Water. When we played Marvel Future Revolution and you went into the PvP, right? Everyone was using Captain Marvel, and they were using, what was the other character? What was the other character they were using? Captain Marvel, and I forget the other character. Would dominate. Everyone's like, well, there goes that. And no one played PvP anymore. What do you think? It's going to change? Not sure what Bruce Banner is going to do. Maybe they could do done with Hulk and Hulk's Hulk form. He outsmarts you. If the MOBA, then I'm so down for that. Hey, if we're going to go play it and love it, because we love superheroes. Hey, we all are going to play it. I'll try it. But I'm telling you, Roadkill, I'm not going to love it because it's only PvP. This is not saying it's not going to be fun. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game in any way, shape, or form. I would just play it for a short period of time because of the PvP. Because as soon as they start nerfing and buffing certain characters, that's what's going to happen. Especially if certain characters are locked behind certain things, like you have to get to a certain level before you can use that character. Then people that have more time are going to get higher level. People that have more time get higher level gets unlocks the characters with higher powers. Those powers come in, they start owning until a percentage gets all that character. Then you have the same character running around the map. It's gonna be a nightmare, just like it was for Overwatch, just like it was for any other game like that. Well, you know, there's always a meta for these type of games. Yep. What are the odds that Marathon will be canceled? I think it's high at this point. Oh no, it's coming out. I think Marathon's coming out, regardless if it's done or not. Crowded. I think it's coming out. There's an anime MOBA in China right now that looks so cool. I hope we get that. Speaking of that, Miller played a Marvel game like 2 years ago. He showed it on his stream, and it was really cool. Never came over here, but that was also a PvP MOBA type of game. I'll try it, but the hero shooter, I know I'm gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it. Okay, you might be right, but we'll love it for a couple of minutes. Yes, I'll agree. I'll say we'll love it for about a week. And then the problems will start showing. And then you'll be like, you're like, oh, dude, Hulk. You'll see 1,000 videos. You got to use Hulk. Hulk is so OP. These are the things you want to use, right? And then it'll be like, oh, we move. And then Scarlet Witch comes in. They're like, Scarlet Witch is the new meta. If this is what you want to play, Scarlet, and everyone's like, fuck this, man. You can't go against her. She's so OP. You gotta nerf her. You gotta nerf her. Then they nerf her. Then someone else comes up. This is the whole game plan for a game like this. What? I'm not saying that don't make this game. All I'm saying is if you make a game like this, just make a PvE mode as well. Some sort of PvE mode. Leveling up your characters, right? Think about this. You have 14, 19, 20, whatever characters in the game. And you can level up each one going through certain things, certain activities, right? You pick and choose who you want, right? You can play all the characters if you want. If you don't want to play all the characters, you don't have to play all the characters. Right? Maybe you just want to play Namor. Maybe you just want to play Scarlet Witch. Maybe you just want to play Mantis. What's the game title? Marvel Rivals is supposedly what it's called, Jones. So 12 hours ago, Miller says PC, console, and mobile according to streamer, and I'm inclined to believe them. The PC-only rumor probably comes from the testing phase being centered around PC. He also said, personally, I don't believe so. He says, do you think the shadow drop is possible? He says, I don't think so. Apparently, he got paid to do reaction videos. So influencers got paid to do reaction videos. And the real trailer are set to go live tomorrow. So within the next 2 minutes, we might be getting something. So is there a... They'll probably just drop it on... They'll probably just drop it on Twitter. Oh. No. Do we know what YouTube channel it's going to be on? Going to be on NetEase's, maybe? Oh. Marvel Gaming Channel? Hmm. There's Marvel Entertainment. I was getting excited till I heard NetEase. I don't know what channel it's going to be on. All right, they're showing it, but I don't know what channel it's on. If somebody can get me... Yeah, I don't know. I know Sadat's got it going, but I don't want to show Sadat's stream. That's Sadat right there. They're showing it, but I don't know the channel they're on. Yeah, it's definitely Overwatch. Yeah, Alien. That's what we're talking about. That's what we were talking about this this entire time. Mike, search Rivals. I did, and I don't see it. Here it is. All right, here we go. It's a 2-minute. It's a 2-minute trailer. I got it. Okay. Here we go. Hold on a second. Muted? Oh.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Pick your hero. Get ready. Go!
By the Vishanti, Strange is here. I'm hulking out! Smash it!
This is Overwatch.
I hope Friday got that on video. I'm opening a portal. Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Be strong together.
Join together! Drown them! I'm everywhere. Your powers are mine!
Yeah, I said I like the art style.
I got you!
Destructible environment.
Dark child!
Hey, mind if I join you, pal? Maximum pulse!
It's spider time!
By the eye of Agamotto!
I am ready to put on a show! Charge!
Closed alpha in May. Okay. We're going to let that play in the background. Okay. So I will 100% try this. Okay. 100% try this. I'm so happy and sad at the exact same time. I'm so happy and sad. Like, I'm hyped because I love Marvel, right? I love the art style. I love the art style. If this came out in 2016, 2017 when Overwatch came out, I would have been ecstatic. Okay? Love the art style. This is everything I think I want from a comic book universe. Okay? I love the way it looks. I like that they've done I like what they've done here. Okay? But I'm so bummed it's a PvP Overwatch clone. Right? I do. Altern. And I wasn't going in super excited about it because but I have to say, this is what I wanted from Marvel's Avengers. This is what I wanted from DC Universe, whatever. Right? Right? I love that you got to transform into Hulk. I love it. I love the art style. But this is literally just Overwatch, and if you're an Overwatch person, Overwatch is dying. Overwatch is, they lied to you about Overwatch, right? Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, they lied to you. They said it was going to bring PvE into it, and then they decided not going to happen, right? I'm so disappointed and so excited and confused all at the same time. Right. Marvel's Rivals 2 with co-op story, then cancel it. Yeah. Like, I love it, man. I love the way Spider-Man looks. I love the way the characters look. I love the art style. Oh my god. Look at Loki. Look at the art style. The art styles. I love the art style of the characters. You might say it looks bad. The art style, this is what I wanted from all my Marvel games. I want it to look like a comic book. I don't want realistic graphics for my comic book characters. Right? Don't get me wrong. Captain America and Black Panther 1943 looks phenomenal. I would love it if it was a game, if it looked like this. Yeah, it's just Overwatch, man. All right, look at that. God damn. That right there, that is literally, she is literally, okay. Look, that's Diva, right? Penny Parker is Diva from Overwatch. It's almost like a spinning image of her. Okay? It's like a spinning image of her. God, I'm so torn. I love the way it looks. Hate that it's Overwatch. And then right here, you know those gems are microtransactions, right? You guys know that, right? That's going to be microtransactions. Those are different things you can get and earn at the end of your at the end of your missions or whatever. You know that's going to happen. Well, here's the bonuses of this, right? Here's the bonuses of this. At least we know that in the East, they're not making the women look masculine. They look good, right? They look good. All the characters look good, right? I like the way it looks. I'm not a fan of Overwatch. At least the Marvel women, their Marvel rivals, don't look like dudes. Exactly, Chris. That's exactly that's exactly right. At least they look good. I do like the art style. God, can you imagine if Marvel's Avengers looked like that? How do you compare Midnight Suns to this? Man. Yeah, it's 100% Overwatch. I think Prosy said it yesterday in chat. I think it was Prosy. Oh, no, was it Prosy? No, it was Paul. I think Paul said, I think it's an Overwatch game. Give me another PlayStation, PC, Xbox, Marvel Ultimate Alliance with that art style. That's what I'm talking about, Dave. Right? You give me that art style in a game that I'm interested in. I like it. And obviously, they say that Thor and stuff is coming in down the road. But again, that's just a reveal trailer. I'm sure there'll be articles and other information coming out as it comes out. I was wondering why the music's so loud. I was like lowering the volume, but it wasn't lowering. Because the art style was better in Midnight Suns? Bro. I don't give Midnight Suns any shit, but you get to a cutscene. Not even close, dude. Not even close. The art style for that game, for Marvel's Rivals, is much better than the art style inside Midnight Suns. Sure, it's personal taste, but that looks like a look how badass Doctor Strange looks. This looks like they're trying to make them in reality, where this looks like comic book. The first hero shooter that actually uses heroes. It's true. This is why I'm looking at the art style, Jones. He's talking about the game. I don't know why you can compare the games, but the art style, obviously personal preference, but I like my comic book games to look like comic book games. I mean, to me, it's also a huge miss for no story. I mean, now you're just moving the goalpost, though, Travis. We'll try it. I know I'm not gonna. I might enjoy it, but I'm not gonna play it like I played Overwatch a lot. I played Overwatch a lot when it first came out. I might like it because it's Marvel. I'm disappointed though that's an Overwatch game. It does say at the very end here. It does say at the very end here. Steam and Epic. At the bottom, which seems like it's just on PC. Steam and Epic. But that might be just for the closed alpha, and we don't know anything about for console or anything like that yet. Right. Hulk is Winston, right? Iron Man is sort of like Diva mixed, you know, with just in mech form type of stuff. You can see a lot of the stuff. And look, like I said, if this game came out 5 years ago, but it probably took them this long to make the game, so. God, this would be so good if this is a PvE game. Well, guess we're just gonna have to wait for another one. Still waiting for that golden goose. Still waiting for that unicorn to come along where we get a Marvel game that you can actually play and story with actually good stuff. The game has a chance. Overwatch 2 is a dumpster fire. Sure. I'm not saying it's not gonna be popular. I'm just saying it's not gonna be popular with me. Okay, I said we'll play it. PvP is where the money is, unfortunately. Yeah. How's that working out for a lot of games that go PvP and they don't make it? I'm telling you, the nerfs and buffs will come, and that's when people will start complaining. Not sure. Not sure, Bumble Pants. We don't know much about it as of right now. Alpha test comes in May, so we're like 1 month away for the closed alpha. So as we go, there might be reports right now to tell you if it's a paid. I'm assuming it's going to be a free-to-play game with some sort of microtransactions in it. It's NetEase. I mean, the shot of Galactica, I think that tells you the microtransactions are there. Maybe if it does good enough, they'll add PvE. Yeah, I guess I'll check back in 4 years from now then. It also needs more villains. It looks like there's people that didn't show inside the trailer. Like Magneto wasn't referenced in here. You have Loki. Scarlet Witch is technically a bad guy. You know, there's people that ride the line and whatnot. Like, how do you not... I don't know. It's sort of like a missed opportunity, I feel. Man, so disappointed. But at the same time, love the art style. Who's that at the end? Is that Cable? Or is that Bishop? That's Bishop. This right here is definitely microtransaction centric right here. Those are your rewards at the end. That's my guess. Yeah, that's maybe that's the boards. He's touching it like it's a sphere, right? So maybe it's a location. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, maybe that's how you pick the boards. Yeah, see, that's Magneto right there. That's Magneto. I'm assuming this is Bishop. No, it's not Thanos. That'll be down the road. Oh, for sure. Microtransaction skins will be in here, for sure. They look damn good, though, I'll tell you that. The characters look good. Yeah, that's Magneto in the background here. Man, what a bummer. And exciting at the same time. No hate on the game. Personal preference. I'm not a big fan of the Overwatch game anymore. When it came back out in 2016, I loved it. But what is that, 8 years ago? So. Well, now we have a lot more information about it. Let's see what the internet is saying. Marvel Rivals is coming. Miller says 9 minutes ago, Marvel Rivals is coming to console. I was told this. It was going to be announced today. Evidently, it was not. But it's been confirmed to me by multiple people. And I'm confident in this. So there you go. Marvel Rivals from IGN says... Oh, they have an article. Well, let's open that up. Marvel Rivals announced a 6v6 superhero team-based free-to-play shooter set across the multiverse. Okay. NetEase and Marvel Games have announced that Marvel Rivals is a 6v6 team-based free-to-play shooter ahead up to PC and the stars iconic heroes and villains from the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy's X-Men, and many more. While no release date was given, NetEase and Marvel did reveal that Marvel Rivals will have a closed alpha test in May. Also shared that the multiverse adventure will feature an initial roster comprised of Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Groot, Hulk, Iron Man, Loki, Luna Snow, Magic, Magneto, Mantis, Namor, Penny Parker, Rocket Raccoon, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Storm, Star-Lord, and the Punisher. We didn't see Punisher there. Watch the announcement trailer below. Now, Marvel Rivals also promises ever-changing battlefields that will be destroyed by the calculated powers of display on each match. No matter if it's in the Asgard 2099's Tokyo or others, this isn't for show. This isn't for show either, as you can destroy and reshape your surroundings to gain tactical advantages over the foes. That's pretty cool, right? So there is a destructible environment. The strategic thing doesn't end. Doesn't end there. The dynamic hero synergy will be available for those who find the right combination of characters. For example, Rocket Raccoon can hop onto Groot's back and become more powerful, and Hulk can unleash gamma energy at Iron Man, more massive attack. Much like other free-to-play games, Marvel Rivals will continue to evolve and gain new content and new seasons roll on, including new playable characters, maps, and much more. Each new season will also tell more of the story of the Marvel Rivals, which also is writing the NetEase writing team. In this multiverse, Doctor Doom and his future self from the year 2099 are locked in vicious battle that also caused countless universes to collide in the time stream entanglement. To stop things from getting even worse, heroes and villains from across the multiverse must put differences aside and band together to save everything we know and love. Oh, wait a minute. That sounds like it would be a PvE type of thing, wouldn't it? Why are we fighting each other, but we got to put our differences aside to band together to save everything we know and love? I'm a little confused by that. This will be a NetEase third Marvel game following Marvel's Duel, Marvel Super War. NetEase also develop other games such as EVE Echoes, Blade Point, Lord of the Rings, Rise of War, and Dead by Daylight Mobile, Harry Potter Magic Awakened. So I'm a little confused by that last statement. In this multiverse, Doctor Doom and his future self from year 2099 are locked in vicious battle that has caused countless universes to collide in the time stream entanglement. To stop things from getting even worse, heroes and villains from across the multiverse must put their differences aside to band together to save everything we know and love. I'm a little confused there. Is that the Punisher? Punisher's that massive? Is that who it was? Is that who Punisher was? All right, Jason. That is Punisher then. It didn't look like Punisher. I didn't get the feeling it was Punisher. Didn't they confirm no PvE? Also in Overwatch, you can play against bots. Now, if I could play against bots, Dolphin, I'd be more inclined to play the game. If there's story, right? Like if, for instance, Injustice. Injustice, I never played it, but Injustice 1 and 2, you can play, fight each other, or you play against the bots and there's a story being told. If I can do that in the game, cool. Yeah, I didn't see the skull. I didn't see the distinctive factor of, let me go back and check. But I'm pretty sure. Oh, nope. It is there. It's there. I didn't notice it before. There it is. That's the skull right there. So that 100% is Punisher. Jesus. They're like, let's crank him up to 100. Again, best thing about that game right now, the visuals. I love the art style. The other big guy is Magneto. That's Magneto. In the next scene, you can see that's Magneto floating right here. See, that just doesn't look like Punisher to me. I hope it's a good game. I do. I hope it's a good game. I hope it like picks up for me. I love the art style. Not a big fan of the Overwatch stuff, but if I could play bots like Dolphin's saying, it might win me over. It might win me over. Don't get me wrong. I will play the PvP, but it won't hold my attention very long. Yeah, he does. He does, Water. Magneto looks more like the Marvels vs. Capcom version. Yeah. I'm a little confused, though, on the story plot. If you're playing PvP, because it's like, okay, is it going to be like Exoprimal? And what I mean by that, Exoprimal's story is PvE, but it's also PvP. Like you're racing against people, and every time you do, like, even Ghostbusters does this. The Ghostbusters game is 100% PvE/PvE. Okay, where you do 3 missions, and then it moves the story along. Exoprimal is the same way. Like you play the game, you do 3 missions, and then it progresses the story, or you do a mission and progresses the story. I wonder, win or lose, I wonder if it progresses the story. Man, these screenshots look good. Look at this. These screenshots look great. I didn't. I got bored of Exoprimal really fast. That was PvE, but the way they did the PvE was very monotonous the way you do the stuff in the game. Is this a different trailer? No. All right, give me a second. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get a drink. All right. Just FYI, 30 just found the link. Was it in general about the beta sign up? All right, cool. Check that out. Let's check out the website. I don't hear the music. Is there music on in here? There it is. Oh yeah. They want you psyched. Get hyped. What do you think it's more sign up? Steam? Oh yeah. They're hitting on all cylinders right now. Sorry. What do you think gets more signups? Epic or Steam? Jesus. That music's like, they're like rocking out. The music is rocking out, dude. They're like, "Argh." Dude, I'm in love with the art style. I'm in love with the art style. Let's see here. How do I sign up? Wish list. Sign up to playtest. Here we go again. Jesus. They really want you to get hyped up with that music. You currently playing the most. Let's see. Yeah. Role playing, action adventure. We played that. We played that. We played that. We played that. Which of the PvP shooters rank mode? First most played game on PC. Oh, on PC. On which PvP shooter rank mode second most played on PC? Out of these? Okay. And then third, I guess it would be Destiny 2. How many Marvel comics or cartoons have you read or watched? Oh, for Jesus. Really? Your options are never 1 to 5, 6 to 10, or more than 10. You think I've watched or seen Marvel comics cartoons? Have you read or watched? I think I've seen more than 10, right? What's your accessibility towards third-person... let's see. Totally unacceptable, acceptable, neutral, acceptable, perfectly acceptable. Do you meet the following requirements? I do. Yes. Okay, thanks for coming. There you go. Join the Discord to increase your chances. Yeah, sure. Sure. Okay, there you go. I've joined your Discord. Another Discord, joining Discord servers is like getting worse and worse now. There's so many freaking Discord servers I'm part of to find information about certain things. I'm part of like 54 Discord servers I never go to just to get news. Titan says, inject dopamine music. You're like, I hate this game. That music is awesome. Totally getting that game. Man, that music's awesome. Dustin, I didn't join the Discord. Well, your chances have just dropped dramatically. I'm just hoping we can replace Overwatch for the Overwatch players. It looks good. But how fluid is the gameplay? That's the question. What makes Overwatch so great is the fluid style of Overwatch screwed it up because of the greed from Blizzard. Yeah, look, it could take the place of Overwatch 100%, right? Like, just like Blizzard messed up with Diablo and other games can come in and take that place. There you go. Timing is perfect. You know what I mean? Overwatch, regardless of a 2 behind Overwatch, Overwatch is basically old. In video game world, Overwatch is old. It came out in 2016, hot commodity, you know, esports galore, and now it's basically that old actor or actress that nobody cares about anymore. You're like, oh, you're still a thing? You're still a game? In video game form, Overwatch is old school. In this world right now. Is there food talk in the Discord? I don't know. Let's see. In their Discord they got do I have to accept that? No. The first morning, so it's okay. Joined. There you go. They got rules information, game news, server games, media posts, main chat, off topic. No food. Looks like you're out. No food talk. But the porn watch, it's live and well. Oh, of course. It's the new car. Water. It's the new car. You don't care how, you know, someone gives you a Kia, or if someone gives you like a Volkswagen, you know, or a Mercedes, you get in that car and you're gonna be like, oh my God, this car is awesome. Then it wears off real fast and you're like, yeah, they got me a Kia. You know what I mean? I really like that art style. I might make that a screensaver or a screen background. I'm really like that art style. All right, testing is way easier to do on PC since there's no certification or updates. Okay, so that's why it's the PC thing there. Okay. Yeah, everyone's talking about it. It's everywhere. Articles are popping up left and right. Yuri Lowenthal is the voice of Spider-Man in the new Marvel's Rivals game. All right, sorry about that. All right, so Marvel Rivals info, free to play, close alpha begins in May, available on Steam and Epic Game Store. New map, superhero post-launch, destructible map environments. So, cool. Lots of stuff, lots of information about it. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. It just says in May. It doesn't say when. Begins in May. Anytime they say a month, I always think about the end of the month, Paul. You know what's funny, Water? Remember all the times I said when they do a Marvel Gaming Universe? Right? The Marvel Gaming Universe? Where they use the same actors across the platforms, regardless if it's the same art style or not. I said, just use the same voices. One step closer. One step closer. Not going to say they do it for everybody, but it would be interesting if they take the actors that did that's going to do the voice of Wolverine in the new game, and they put it in that game as well. Paul, exactly. Balance is going to be insane workload for this game. Yep. It's part of the reason they canceled Insomniac's Spider-Man live service game. Maybe Rivals is part. Well, one's NetEase and one's Sony. One has nothing to do with the other. Overwatch got the Invent the Hero, right? And for them, and working with the IP of Marvel will be nuts to get it right. Yeah, that was my biggest concern. And this is why I think they should put a PvE in the game. Because it's PvP, it's going to be a nightmare to fucking balance. It's going to be a nightmare. All right. Going from one thing to the next, and we'll talk about this. Going from an update for Marvel's Rivals, a new game that's coming out, we have the next update for No Man's Sky, which, goddamn, this game, man. This game has so many updates and just constantly puts more stuff out there, and I have no time to ever go back to it. I don't have time to go back to it. It's impossible to get back to No Man's Sky with all other games coming out. But here they are. They did yet another update. Okay. They did another update, so let's watch this. Okay.
Look incredible and are hugely varied. More will follow.
So now you can customize your spaceship. Oh, it's about frickin' time, right? Now you can just run around finding broken ships and then taking those pieces off those ships to add them to your ship to customize your ship. That's a game. That's a game experience right there. The whole game mode itself. All right, let me go to No Man's Skies. Go to their website real fast. Latest patch notes. Orbital. Starfield looks fun. Jesus Christ. How does this company just keep doing it? I can feel the 30 No Man's Sky FOMO building up. There's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it. It's just I don't have time to go back to it. How do you play No Man's Sky and then play Dragon's Dogma and then play Final Fantasy Online and then play... You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many freaking games coming out. All right, so Orbital Docking Update 4.6. Dock your fully customizable ship in the sleek new space station update. Space station has been completely overhauled. Brand new starships can be constructed from salvage parts. Frigate fleets can request intervene with interstellar expeditions. Trading, standing, and guilds have been improved, and much more. Space station overhaul. Okay. You can... Oh, look at that. Now the space stations actually look all different. Like that one actor said, just do it. Reputation discounts. Your standing with alien races now impact the price offered by technology vendors aboard the space station, cultivating strong reputations with alien life forms to enjoy deep discounts. I wonder if that's proactive or retroactive. I wonder if that's retroactive. Probably not. Look at that thing, man. Total space station redesign. Space station's interiors have completely redesigned and expanded. Engine improvements have enabled vast, dramatic new station experiences, as well as visual improvements, navigating essential shops, technical equipment, and now more intuitive and effective stations, or efficient stations, including more nooks to explore, aesthetics, okay, from system to system, so that's nice. Trade surges. Starship Economy Scanner can now sweep for market surges in nearby star systems. This limited events present high profit opportunities for enterprising traders, revealing the trade are currently scarce and high demand. That's a whole different game mode right there. You could just be a trader going from place to place. That's how we made all our billions. Starship customization. This is cool. The Starship Fabricator allows travelers to design and construct a completely custom ship from salvaged parts. Dismantle unwanted ships that are unfitting stations and repurpose the components into the starship of your dreams. Naturally, hunted ships that require traditional methods can be identified authentic starship seal, which track a bonus in price when trade. Now, I have a question. Can I take this starship and add those sails and stuff to it, or is it a set predetermined, like what ship can be customized with predetermined stuff? You know what I'm saying? Can I literally mix match anything? Or is it you pick the whole and then this is the pieces that you get to pick from? I'm assuming that's what it is. Space station variety. Space station interiors are now procedurally generated. Vary dramatically from station to station, a huge range of different designs. Okay. Salvage ship parts. Disassemble starships and starship outfitting stations to break them into reusable components. The salvage customization of modules can also be used to fabricate a brand new, fully customizable ship. Pretty cool. Screen space reflection. I don't know what the fuck that means. The lighting model, reflected surfaces now have been revised. All right, so now, okay, so now you have different lights shining off the thing. Cool. Fleet missions. Fleets and frigates engage interstellar. I've never touched. I've never went into frigates at all. Didn't touch them. Don't have them. Never touched them. Didn't do anything with it. Okay. Expeditions may reach out to remote guidance or even request your presence to direct intervention. Advised for commanders, situations releasing a crew management, strange space phenomenon, risky exploration ventures, and more. Okay, when are they gonna put it? Maybe they already put it and I missed it. Now, you guys let me know if you guys play No Man's Sky. Okay. Did they put it in there where I could be like Captain Kirk and just use that ship to travel? Big ships to travel around and do whatever I want with that ship. Have they done that yet? Probably not. That's probably coming down the road. Improved guild rewards, affiliations, mercenaries, explorers, merchant guilds are more rewarding than the guild. Okay, envies each solar system, and now a selection of free discounted supplies. Increase the value of higher rank members. Visit new systems to collect more complicated items. Okay. Station merchant refresh. All space station vendors have undergone a complete storefront renovation. New high-tech props, kiosks, decorations provide plenty of visual details. I'm still working on my town, man. Right? I'm still working on my town that I haven't even built yet. Jesus. Space station base parts. A section of the most premium and desirable space station accommodate for available to build in planetary or freighter bases. Visit construction research stations aboard the Space Anomaly to learn more of these construction blueprints. Interesting. Okay. Unique stations. Each alien race imprints their personality onto a space station design. The Corvex, also known for furnish their stations with server blocks, technical equipment, deck stations, equipment with ergonomic seating, scroll billboards. Interesting. That's a lot of Frontier and UI improvements. The game mode selection screen has been refreshed to clean, polish aesthetics of the user interface elements throughout the game and been revisited consistently in visual appeal. Okay. You can play creative, normal, relaxed, custom, survival. Jesus. A lot of stuff you can go on here, man. Yeah, I believe No Man's Sky is crossplay. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is, right? Switch starships aboard stations. While docked at a space station landing pad, use quick menu to instantly swap your primary ship. Scrapping starships for salvage has never been easier. You change the colors. And that's out now. Chat, how does Hello Games do this? I say it every single time. How do they constantly come out with content? They make so many games look bad as a live service. They make so many games look bad as a live service. They don't come out and tell you what the roadmap is, right? They just keep releasing stuff, right? They don't charge you. There's no microtransactions involved with it. They just keep adding content. It's amazing. So many games, right? Hell, I'll put No Man's Sky and Hello Games up there. What Larian Studios is doing with Baldur's Gate, okay, with Baldur's Gate 3, and how they said that they made a game, they sold a game, it is what it is, and they stay true to what they're in. What Sean Murray has turned Hello Games into, and what they've done with No Man's Sky, okay, and how they just keep updating and they just keep putting stuff in there. And the only thing that's different is that if you don't own the game, go buy the game. But if you already own the game, that's it. They have your money, and they just keep adding to it for you to keep coming back to play their game, to enjoy their game. They're hoping every time they come out with one of these updates that somebody new buys the game. Because that's the only way they're making money. They're not making money off you and me who already own the game. If this doesn't win Best Ongoing something, this is wrong. I mean, it didn't. It wasn't even nominated, I think, for Best Ongoing Game. I mean, every time a big update comes out, it's one of the number one seller on Steam. This is how they can do people. Just keep buying it. Yeah, I mean, I would assume. That's the only way they make money. No, it's not on mobile. But you can play it. I mean, technically, you can play it on your cell phone. Technically, you can play it on your cell phone. It's on PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Mac OS, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Xbox xCloud, Microsoft Windows, and Mac operating systems. But people will tell you that quality drops when they put it on multiple platforms. And yet here is No Man's Sky, right? I might get a second copy. I might buy it just to help him out, right? Just respect. It's on PlayStation VR 2. Oh, that's true. You can play it on VR. It does VR as well. And just to remind you, back in 2016, IGN gave it a 6 out of 10. But they upped it to 7.8 in 2019. To be fair, though, No Man's Sky. Oh yeah. That's not. I'm not going to argue with you there, Dave. When it came out, it was. Remember, it was published by Sony at that moment. Okay, it was published at Sony at that moment. It came out for PC and Sony only, and it was a less than a desirable game. It came out exactly like how other games come out: broke, buggy, unfinished. And this is why we use it as a term now of doing No Man's Sky. Right? Nobody's done a No Man's Sky except No Man's Sky. All right, we talked about Suicide Squad. In about an hour, supposedly they're dropping a Suicide Squad information. So we're going to stay live late today. So, waiting up until that point, let's move on over to Xbox. Go to Xbox news here. All right. So Xbox Cloud Gaming now has mouse and keyboard support in select games. Okay, this is the reason I'm bringing this up is this goes into what I've been talking about a little bit more of that Xbox wants more PC stuff. They're going to move over a lot of their PC games that they purchased from Activision over to console. I think they're going to make more console or more PC games over on console. And so we have a couple stories talking about this type of stuff. Okay. So Xbox xCloud Gaming now has mouse and keyboard support in select games. Microsoft is starting to preview mouse and keyboard support for Xbox Cloud Gaming today. Xbox Insider will now be able to start playing with their mouse and keyboard in Edge, Chrome, and Xbox app on Windows PC nearly 2 years after Microsoft announced it was preparing to add mouse and keyboard support to xCloud Gaming. Now, not every game will support during the preview, but there's a large selection including Fortnite, Sea of Thieves, Halo Infinite. Microsoft warns that some games will display controller UI elements briefly before adopting the mouse and keyboard input after you start interacting with this game. If you're interested in trying the games with mouse and keyboard in the browser version of Xbox Cloud Gaming, then you'll also need to be full screen mode according to Microsoft. There's also a game that correctly captures your pointer as an input. And if you want to exit out of the mouse and keyboard mode, Xbox controller instead, there's Alt F9 shortcut to do so. Here's a full list of games that will work in the mouse and keyboard mode. So you got Fortnite browser only, Ark Survival, Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Halo Infinite, Atomic Heart, Sniper Elite 5, Deep Rock Galactic, High on Life, Zombie Army 4 Dead War, Gears Tactic, Pentiment, Doom 64, and Age of Empires 2. Okay, so there's one of the stories. And then we have Phil Spencer talking about Phil Spencer wants other digital storefronts like Epic Games Store or itch.io on Xbox. Nobody would blink twice about Windows having multiple stores, Xbox boss says. Okay. So Xbox boss Phil Spencer says he would like to see other digital storefronts appearing on Xbox console in the future. Now, in an interview with Polygon, Spencer said he would like to break down the wall gardens and limit players to only buying console games through the console official digital store. When he asked him he could see futures where the third-party stores like Epic Games Store and itch.io could also end up on Xbox, Spencer said, and he could, citing Microsoft handles Windows as an example. He says, consider our history with Windows Company, he explained. Nobody would blink twice if he said, hey, you're using a PC, you get to decide if you type experience you would like by picking up where to buy games. There's real value in that. Spencer went on to explain that the current model is selling consoles at a loss and regaining that the money through the game sales and becoming less effective because the component prices aren't dropping so much over the course of console's life, while at the same time the console market isn't growing. So subsidizing hardware because more challenging in today's world, he said. And it's also well said. He also seems to be I don't know what's the growing industry. So he says, quote, so I think what it bears is what the things are that create fiction in today's world and creators and players and how we can be a part of opening up the model. One solution, he believes, is enabling more stores to appear on Xbox console, giving players more options and potentially creating competitive pricing. If I want to play on a gaming PC, then I feel like I'm more continuous part of gaming ecosystem as a whole, he said, as opposed to on console where my gaming is kind of shared, is using gaming term, based on these different closed ecosystems that I love to play across. Okay, so what he wants, okay, so if you don't own a PC, but he's trying to pitch it to this as to, Gabe, right? He says, hey, Gabe, I really want Steam over on Xbox, right? You'll make more sales because if you could play Steam on my Xbox, then more people would buy games from Steam, right? And people look at this and go, well, why would I play off the Xbox if I can go play on my computer? That's not for you. He's trying to get people that don't have a computer, that if they had a cheaper version to buy the console, a $300, $400, $500 console is a much cheaper form of playing Steam than going out and buying $1,100 or more. You can get a cheap computer for sure, but a gaming experience, whatnot. So he's trying to pitch it as, yeah, I want Epic. I want Steam to come over to Xbox, and you can play all those games over on our console, right? So they're trying to get it in as, yeah, not only can you play all these games on the PC from Epic or Steam, but you can also play our Xbox games on this one-stop shop of an Xbox console. It's pretty interesting. And I've said it in the past that, can you imagine if Game Pass went over to other consoles, right? And I've also talked about, what about if, they bring World of Warcraft over to Game Pass, right? Started off on Game Pass PC and whatnot. And that's a way they can do it. Very interesting to see how the industry is going. A lot of us think that, no, you have to buy the console for what it is. But at the same time, on our mobile devices, we buy multiple apps from different things, right? You can play Fortnite everywhere through the browser, right? Now that Epic won through Apple and opening up their own storefront on Apple, this opens Pandora's box up because now everybody wants to kind of get these pieces where it all comes across. It's going to be very interesting in the landscape of gaming in the future because once this happens, if an Epic or Steam comes over to Microsoft, then let's say Steam comes over to Xbox. Does that mean Epic signs with Sony? Does that mean Nintendo takes one of them? You know what I mean? It starts to open up all these different possibilities of playing these types of games that you don't even own on their console. And that could be pretty, I mean, as a gamer, why do you care? More games in more places off one device, that's a win-win for the gamers themselves. But for the companies, they're like, well, I made a game for Steam. Only people that have computers can buy it. Not anymore. If you can have Steam and play it through the handheld device like you already have with the Steam Deck, or you can play it on Xbox, let's just go the opposite direction. Let's say Steam goes on PlayStation. These are more people that can play your games. And if you're an independent developer, you got to look at this and go, wow, this is great because that means we could focus on just Steam and more people can actually play the game. Here's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's going to happen sooner rather than later? Steam or Epic coming over to Microsoft, or just say a console in the near future? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you like what we do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. One of the best VR. Imagine a universe where Hello Games releases got money and never touched the game again. Hello Games had the flood. Yeah, we heard that. Dupla says Asma is costing Twitch almost $2 million every month by not monetizing his channel. Yeah, he's done that for years. He does it on purpose. I'm very surprised on how much marketing there is to putting in Suicide Squad. I'm glad they're able to keep it up now. Keep it with it now. They made their money, Eclipse. They for sure made their money with that game. Let's see. He makes a lot of money though, Dupless, off of people tipping and super chats and off of YouTube and Twitch, whatever, bits and stuff like that. So he doesn't give them the ad revenue and stuff like that. I don't see Steam ever going to console. You know what I always say? Never say never. But you'll need Xbox Live to play online. Sure, Jones, but if you're a person that doesn't have a PC now, and you're already paying for Xbox now, then there's no difference, right? If you have a PC and you choose to play Steam through your Xbox, that's just kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, you can choose what you want, but again, if you don't have a PC, then you would purchase this. And if you had a PC, you wouldn't. Argus says, no reason for Steam to not go on console. They don't make money off hardware and subscriptions anyway. Just the game sales. Console add more sales to PC games. But why not? Exactly, Argus. Right? It's a win situation for Steam. They're not losing money. There's not a downside for Steam to go on consoles. Like zero. There's zero consequences for them to go over to console. Because they're just a storefront. And if the storefront, if I approach the storefront and say, hey, you want to put your storefront over on this other store where people can see your stuff? They're like, yeah, okay, cool, right? I guess the consequences is they would have to get a percentage taken away from Microsoft because they made the sale through console. But at the same time, if the person's buying it through Xbox, they don't have a Steam account or they don't have a PC where they're playing Steam, right? You see what I'm saying? The people that would buy this are people that don't have a PC, or they just want the convenience of sitting on their couch and playing, but they can do that already if they have a Steam Deck, or they had a Steam Link, or any... You see what I'm saying? This is a win-win for Steam, because they don't actually make consoles. They make the Steam Deck, which is not in competition with this. It's just a separate device that you can actually play Steam on. Yeah. It'd be a 100% win for them. Phil's like, yeah, just come on over. Gabe will be like, well, I don't know. More people could potentially buy our games that never played our games before. I don't know. Oh, in Twitter, Krebsy put this in Discord the other day. Okay, and I thought this was interesting. Okay. Where is it? So, Jez Gordon put a tweet out. Okay, he put a tweet out the other day, and says, Xbox lead Phil Spencer discussed getting Epic in store and other PC storefronts on Xbox consoles and Battle.net integration coming to PC Game Pass. Battle.net integration coming to PC Game Pass? That seems like something I predicted well far ago. I said before they even bought Activision Blizzard, I was like, oh, they'll just take Battle.net and merge it. You want to take Windows and move it to Battle.net or Battle.net over to Windows, it doesn't matter. It's exactly the same, right? They're owned by the same company. And how do you get your Game Pass numbers up? If they're sticking with Game Pass, okay, it doesn't really matter if they want their Game Pass numbers up or not. They get a whole bunch of stuff coming over, okay, regardless if you're on Battle.net, PC, Windows Central. Doesn't really matter where you're playing or what you're using, okay? But if you wanted your Game Pass numbers up, okay, and you integrate Battle.net with PC Game Pass, boy, that sure seems like it would be really, really nice for them, wouldn't it? Especially if you're a World of Warcraft player. I mean, Diablo right now is coming, and you can play that on PC. You have to integrate it, though. You have to integrate your Battle.net with Game Pass. Huh. That's amazing. I'm just a nut job, though. What do I know? I'm just an armchair warrior inside in my room. I know nothing. I just so happen to make a lot of predictions of where the industry is going to go. It's almost like I work for Microsoft, which I don't. So WoW coming to Game Pass? I mean, I have a video, I'll term that I predict it's coming to PC Game Pass. I predicted that WoW will come to PC Game Pass. Don't have a time frame. I just know it will come at one point. They're doing controller support for it. They're doing the integration now with PC Game Pass with Battle.net. Just makes sense. If someone would have guessed that, huh? I literally had a video that we did months ago. I said, coming to console. Let me see. When was it? I think we did it back in... We did it in December. 3 months ago I said it. Maybe even longer. I've said it before. Yeah, November 7th. World of Warcraft is coming to console. And I said it before that. I just happened to make a video about it. I said that they're gonna take World of Warcraft and bring it over to console. Roadkill says, I love video games, so please just start making good games. That's all I care about, Roadkill, right? That's all I care about. Good games. Not broke, not buggy, not 18 months down the road. I pay for it, you give me a game. Right? So I listened to IGN's review of South Park yesterday, right? And during his review, he was comparing the game. Again, I don't know how people review games like this. He was reviewing the game as it's not as good as the other South Park games. Okay? And a lot of the stuff that he had against the game was that it wasn't South Park of the old games. Just review the game for what it is. Okay? He had bits and pieces in there. It was Travis. Right? I like how he does certain things. But just review the game for what it is. It's a game. It's not broke. It's not buggy. Okay? It's not the South Park humor of the last games, but that shouldn't be held against the game. The game should be, well, this is what the game is. Right? It's not broke. It's not buggy. It's not unfinished. No live service. No microtransactions. There's DLC. You can pay $50, get the DLC for other game modes and whatnot. Yeah, Jones, I have no problem. I have no problem with Travis personally in any way, shape, or form. I think a lot of reviewers, though, talk about games, how they're compared to other games, right? Instead of just give me what this game is. It's a $30 game, right? It's a $30 game. You can pay $50 and get extra content, skin packs, and the season pass that's supposed to come out with other stuff coming out later. Okay? Plus the graphics in these new consoles, like you're playing the show. Yeah, I said that yesterday, Roadkill. I thought it was interesting. I was like, it feels like I'm controlling the show. Like, the landscape of gaming is all over the place. It really is. We put these pedestals of games that are broke, buggy, unfinished. We write articles all the time about it and tell you how great they are. Okay? Battlefield 2042 got shit on, but at the same time, they keep talking about it. They're like, oh yeah, it's a really good Battlefield game. Cyberpunk came out broke, buggy, and unfinished. They're like, oh yeah, 3 years later, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome now. But they gave it a 9 when it launched. And it was broke, buggy, and unfinished. And that's not the only game. There's other games that came out broke, buggy, unfinished. Redfall was a broke, buggy, unfinished game. It got a 4. It got a 4. Full price, $70 AAA game. Came out broke, buggy, unfinished. Okay? Took them like 7-8 months to just get it back to working order. Okay? It scored a 4. South Park comes out. It gets a 3. And it works. Gollum, broke, buggy, bad game, 3. The King Kong game, got a 3. The Walking Dead game, got a 3. These games were literally shit. Cliff says, I don't know. If someone slept with his girlfriend at work or the game. I don't know. I'm just very confused on how the scale works. I said it briefly at the end of my stream yesterday. So you're telling me a game that's broke, buggy, unfinished, takes 18 months, 24 months to fix, 36 months to fix. That's a 9. But a game that works day one is a 3. Yeah, he was definitely mad he had to put out a Dragon's Dogma 2 review, South Park. Those are probably just dog shit games made to hold on to IPs. I think if any other reason you come out with such a piece of shit, I put the company's name. Oh, you're talking about like the Gollum game, the King Kong game, the Walking Dead game? Sure. For sure. But it's not even about IGN. I want to make sure it's not about IGN. It's about just the review process. Other reviewers gave it a bad score as well. Right? But to give a 3 to a game that's not broke, buggy, and unfinished, it could be a bad game, don't get me wrong. The lowest I would go if I had to give it a score would be like a 6. Like a 60%. Right? It is a different type of game than the other South Park games. But it's definitely not a 3. They made another movie of the Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? For God's sakes. Am I back? Okay. Are we in the 80s again? We're about to have Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Beetlejuice, Bad Boys, and what was the other? There's another movie, right? These are all movies that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. What's happening right now? Oh, Twister. Thank you, Water. Twister, yes. Right, Twisters. That's right, Twisters. There's 2. Like, what's happening? Bad Boys looks good. I don't know if I want to watch it, Water. I'll be honest. Martin Lawrence looks like he got bit by a bee or stung by a bee. He definitely doesn't look in shape. That's for sure. I get it, age and stuff like that. Rokill says, for me, South Park's Snow Day game is better than other 2 because I got seriously ADHD and just can't do all the other shit. That's understandable. I'm talking about more of the humor. The humor for the humor for South Park, I think, is missing from the third game. Or I shouldn't say the third game. From this game. It doesn't feel like the old school South Park humor. It seems like someone was like, hey, can you tone this down just a little bit? Maybe it's the time we're in. I hope they have Will Smith smack a dude. They should make a joke about it. Oh, don't forget about Ghostbusters. Yeah, they did Ghostbusters. That's true. I heard it wasn't great. I also heard it wasn't good. Right? It's not bad, but it's not great. And I feel that I think people just don't give a shit about it anymore. I liked Aftermath. I thought Aftermath was good. Martin Lawrence looks like he got 100 shots in his forehead. Yeah, Botox. Yeah. Godzilla and King Kong predates the 80s? Sure. Yeah, but I'm just talking about movies in general. There's so many movies that are coming out that are back from older days that are now coming out. Isn't there another Aliens movie coming out as well? There's another Aliens movie. Like, do we not have... Is there not an original Bone in Our Bodies anymore? IP sells? Well, yes and no. You're doing the IP because you think it's going to sell, and then they don't sell. And then they say that, well, nobody's going to the movies anymore. Well, nobody cares about the movies you're making because the movies that you're making are not original, and then you're shitting most of the time on the IPs. must be broke. Oh, Van Damme. He's looking for a paycheck. Hey, man. Get the money if you can. What's the solution to IGN review process? After the Kill the Justice League and South Park, they're irrelevant. Is the solution to fully ignore anything they say now? I don't know if it's... I don't think it's IGN, though, Lurker. I think the industry itself is just... Me and Sarge talk about this all the time. There has to be a set criteria for video game review process. There is none, right? There is none. They're not telling you if a game is good or bad based on if the game is good or bad. They're telling you if the game is good or bad based on if the last game was good or bad, and this if it hit the mark for that game. They're also telling you if this game is good or bad, not because if, oh, the controls seem good or the story's good. They don't tell you any of that shit. Most reviewers. They're just like, 6 out of 10, 3 out of 10 type of stuff. Instead of telling you, yeah, the music in this game sounds really good. Really good score for the music. The art style is very good. Like, a lot of people miss the mark. Travis usually does his due diligence and does this. So Travis, the guy from IGN that made the review for South Park, he does talk about how the controls seems a little wonky and whatnot. There's no lock-on target and stuff. He does that, okay? This is why I'm not saying it's about IGN. It's about the industry itself. This is why I watch ACG, because he talks about games in that way. This is why I watch Skill Up. Skill Up talks about it in that way. This is why I watch Force Gaming. Force Gaming talks about it in that way. He doesn't try to put his spin on what it is. He's just telling you the facts of what the game is. And that's the problem is the industry. The industry is the problem. I feel like a lot of people associate IGN with just one reviewer. No, there's a bunch of reviewers. There's a bunch of reviewers. And I like some of the reviewers that they do it. Like, for instance, the guy, Trey, I think his name was, for the Suicide Squad review. His whole review, I had no problem with his review. Had no problem with his review. Until he got to the point of saying that Marvel's Avengers had more endgame than this. And I was like, hold up a second. Okay? His actual talking points, he wasn't shitting on the game. He wasn't shitting on the game. ACG is my favorite. Loved the Total Biscuit, but I couldn't trust him with the multiplayer games. Total Biscuit was good. We're pleased to share that EA Anti-Cheat will extend the Battlefield 5 Wednesday, April 3rd. Okay, great. Yeah, here, you want to see something? This is a clip that was happening from the other day. Where was this? Krebsy put this in chat the other day as well. Here. Perfect. Here's a game. Here's a game that came out. What are we talking about? How many years ago now? Battlefield 2042. Is this Battlefield? Yeah, this is Battlefield 2042. Okay. There you go. I'm sure this is not broke. Yep. Seems fine. Seems fine. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Battlefield 2042, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. The game was broke when it launched. Broke. You couldn't shoot people. You're falling through the map. Glitchiness all over the place, right? 7 out of 10. Get the fuck out of here. Like, it's good to have your own reviews for different genres. All I'm saying is just review the game. Just review the game. Review the game in a piece, like, for instance, Mass Effect 2. Review Mass Effect 2 as Mass Effect 2. And then when you're done reviewing the game as Mass Effect 2, you can then tell me your opinion if you think Mass Effect 2 is better than 1. Okay? That has no appeal, right, or no pertinence to if it's, should I buy it or not, if it's better, because that's your personal preference. What I want a reviewer to tell me is the game broke? Does it work? Does it feel right? Right? That's what a review's for. I am not a reviewer. I will give you my personal opinion based on what I play. Okay? I'm not a reviewer. I will not review games and give you a score. Right? I'm trusting them to tell me, okay, so now, if I listen to the reviews, and this is why people don't listen to reviews, majority of population Earth does not pay attention to reviews. But the people that do pay attention to reviews, they go out and buy the game. So if you went out and bought Battlefield 2042 on day 1, 7 out of 10, you're like, oh, 7 out of 10, that's not that bad. Broke. Cyberpunk, if you bought the game on certain consoles, didn't work, broke. Okay, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, right? You are failing as a reviewer if you give a game a 9 out of 10 and it's broke, buggy, and unfinished. And then, when a game is not broke, you give it a 3. IGN just seems like the crazy guy on the street corner now. We point and stare long enough. Time to stop making eye contact. My friend still plays Battlefield 2042. We're just playing this week. Probably every day this week. Argus, I've played it. I enjoy it. My point is, when the game came out, it was literally unplayable. Unplayable. 7 out of 10. Are there standards for movie reviews? Well, back in the day, there was. Now, not so much. Now it's a business where you got to say it's the best thing since sliced bread, and so most people can go out opening weekend and make money. Okay? But back in the day, it wasn't about that. Word of mouth would get around, and movies, yes, were stated as, well, the acting is very good by such and such person, the director of this and the cinematography of that. But now it's more of a pissing contest, or you're racist, sexist, misogynistic. If you don't go see this movie, you're sexist, racist. This is the first black character ever to be in a movie. This is the first woman character to ever be in the film. This is the first LGBT person to be in the film. This is the first. It represents representation. Just go watch the movie, and then tell me if the movie's good based on the directing, the acting, the art design, right? Like, that's how movies used to be. Now, no. Now it's a popularity contest, right? To get you to the theaters. Instead of giving me... Remember a trailer back in the day would give you the most minute information possible. It would just tell you about the movie, like, Gremlins, come on a journey. They wouldn't even show you the goddamn Gremlins. They would tease you and just tell you a story of the stuff, right? Back to the Future. Join Marty McFly as he goes back, right? They wouldn't show you the movie. Now you watch a trailer, you see the whole goddamn film. You see the entire movie within the trailer, and you see stuff that's not even in the movie. Because then you go to the movie and see it, and you're like, that wasn't in the... Where was that thing from the trailer? That wasn't in the movie, right? It's a completely different business now. Like the old game Pro Days. They broke it down by graphics, sound, controls, etc. There were no opinions. Exactly, Roic. You would open up a Nintendo Power or a magazine, and it would tell you, break it down. You're like, man, I think I'm going to pick that game up. I watched the IGN review the other day. Top comment was the score. Like, do people even care about anything else? No. No, because there's bucks money is involved. If that money makes, they make money. If it's a low score, high score, doesn't matter. Clicks, clicks, clicks. That's what it is. Was there a board of movie reviewers or something? So back in the day, when they did movie reviews, Siskel and Ebert, okay, back in the day were like the first movie reviewers. They were journalists, okay, that liked movies. They started a show. They did this stuff. They watched films and then broke it down, had a conversation. Hey, I went to the movies today. We watched Rambo, and Rambo was with Sylvester Stallone, and Sylvester Stallone did a wonderful job acting. And then the other guy would go, well, I didn't really like his acting ability. And they would go back and forth and have a little conversation. But the cinematography was beautiful. Well, I didn't really like too much of the cinematography. But they would break down what the cinematography was. They would break down what the story was. Like, not tell you the story. They would just break it down like, oh, the story was really good. It was really written very well. Okay. And they would have a review. And then when you watch the actual review, you're like, wow, that sounds like a really good movie, right? They would make you, the consumer, go, well, Ebert likes this, but, right, he doesn't like this. And you would go back and forth and go, well, you know what? They sold me, okay? Because I like the story, I like the sound, I like this, but this, and this weren't good. Well, there was more pros than cons. I'm going to go watch the film. Now it's explosions, as much things as possible, show you the entire film, and if you don't go see it, they're like, nah, can't believe it, right? Because people need to know now. It's a good movie. Should I watch it? So this? Instead of going to the theater and going, wasn't a good movie. Maybe it'll get better next time. Maybe I'll watch the next Spielberg film. I watched the Oscars. I didn't think there was enough LGBT representation. Best Supporting Actress drinking coffee in the background of a Hallmark Christmas movie scene. Like, movies were, hey, come out and spend $5 to the theater, right? Leave a little bit of, like you just said, like the imagination of what it is. Here's what it is, right? If I bring up, and I'll get knocked down, which I won't do, but if you go back, type in 80s trailer, 90s trailer. You watch a 90s movie trailer or an 80s movie trailer, they barely showed you shit. Okay? Now you see everything. You see everything in the trailer. That's a name I haven't heard in a very long time. The low scores for I get more clicks because people want to know what the fuck. Yeah. Even in my small little YouTube channel here, people already have a predetermined thing. When I make a video, which I'm just reading the news story, my content's just based on the news story, giving you my opinion off of the news story. People already have an opinion based off the title. They're like, well, this guy, yeah. They already shit talk because I have a Suicide Squad in the title. They'll shit talk it because it's a bad game or whatever. They don't have they have no inkling what I'm saying in the video or what I'm talking about. They'll talk about a completely different topic, which is not based on the article that I'm reading. In the 80s action movie trailers show the dialogue scenes and the trailer is the movie. Yeah. Go watch, because I know this for a fact. We watched the original trailer because I wanted to sell my son on watching Short Circuit. He's like, well, can I see a trailer? I was like, yeah, sure. I was like thinking to myself as an adult, I was like, oh, he'll see the robot and then it'll be good. They don't show the robot. They do not show Johnny 5 in the trailer. Okay. They don't show him. They tease it the entire time. I think they show his hand. Okay. My son was like, I was like, oh man, you'll like this movie. Right? I had to sell him on Gremlins. Right? I showed my 9-year-old Gremlins. He's like, I don't know. He watched it. He's like, that was a good movie. I go, I know. IGN's lowest score is a 0.5. What game is that for, Krebsy? Johnny 5 is not alive. I was like, my son sees that. You know, one of my favorite things ever in my entire life. I was in elementary school. Short Circuit came out. Okay. Short Circuit came out. And we had a day. I think I was in like 3rd or 4th grade. I think it was my son's age. Okay. And Johnny 5, the robot. Okay. It might have been a remake of the robot, but the robot came to my school. Okay. Came to my school. And I got to ride on it. Okay. They're like, does somebody want to, you know, interact with it? And I was like, ah. All the kids in the cafeteria, right? We all surround, and they brought in Johnny 5 from Short Circuit. And I was like, this is amazing, right? And they were showing us it because we're just talking about what it was. And I sat right in the front between the tracks, right? They didn't care back then if you were going to get run over by the tank treads or anything like that. You were just stand on top of him and you had to hug him and he moved forward. That to this day was one of my favorite days ever in school. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, that's a robot. Okay. It was awesome. I think I'm just gonna spring it on my son. Be like, sit down, let's watch a movie. He'll be like, what movie? I'm like, don't worry about it. Be like, what movie? He'll love it. He loved Back to the Future. He loved Gremlins. Every movie I've shown him so far. We watched Ghostbusters was it last week or 2 weeks ago? He loved Ghostbusters. I was actually thinking to myself, I was like, is this appropriate for my son? Because there's a couple scenes. I was like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's supposed to be for like 14-year-olds, or 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds or something like that. Then he just watched Air with us with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. He liked that movie too. Looney Tunes back in action. Zany race. Was it broke, buggy, and unfinished? 0.5. Here was that. 0.5. So that's got to be worse, right? Than Gollum. Hold on. I kind of want to watch it now. Oh, there's no review. You met Barney? Back in action, zany race. I got triple jump. I don't see an IGN review of it. PlayStation. Did they pull it down? I have Disney Epic Mickey video review 13 years ago. But I don't see the zany race. All right, got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes. We're going to watch the video for Suicide Squad for Season 1. We'll talk about it for a little bit, and then I'm going to end it for the day. Immortals of Avium is on PlayStation Plus coming this April. Oh no, Minecraft Legends is coming over there as well. One from 2003 for PlayStation 2 version and one from 2023 for the mobile version. Oh, so is the mobile version a 0.5? IGN was around back in 2003? I guess they have been. Man. Both are 0.5. Both are 0.5. This is their review for this is not a video review. It's an actual review, and it says in the very top, it says, even if you didn't pay for it, ask Spirit for your $3 back. I don't see 12 years ago, Looney Tunes back in action GameCube. Looney Tunes Racing got an 8.4. $2003. I don't see that. I don't see the 2003 review. Sewer Slide Squad. Someone called it on YouTube. That's funny. I actually like the name. That's a good one. Bad Boys 2 used to be my favorite. Bad Boys 2 was an awesome film franchise back in the day. I don't care. Bad Boys 4 is like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull to me. Don't care. Did anybody play or upload the DC Universe Online PlayStation 5 edition? Let's see. 3 months ago, 1 month ago. This is the 22nd. This is the 22nd video. Does it look better? Does it look better? I mean, it does look better. Argus says no. I mean, the textures and stuff look better. I mean, the game is old, man. So I know it came out for PlayStation. It came out for PlayStation 5 yesterday. But it comes out for Xbox later down the road. Does a lot better. I'm looking at to see what else is. We got 4 minutes before the Suicide Squad drops. I think that will be on their channel as well, right? Is it on WB or is that going to be on? Do they have a Suicide Squad channel? Wasn't there a... Who tweeted that out? On the 27th. Could have sworn someone tweeted something out that it comes out today. The video. That is not it. Tassie's thing. Well, I guess we'll just wait another 2 minutes. The traversal for Joker looks fun. That's for sure. Oh, GameStop issuing more layoffs as share prices plummet. Well, it's not going to get any better for GameStop. Might as well add that to the list for things to talk about. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be playing... We're not going to be having a news story tomorrow. We're going to be playing Suicide Squad in the morning tomorrow. Did it just pop up? All right.
And joining me is Kane Sinopoulos, the slightly more important lead community manager here at Rocksteady as well.
Great to be here. Thank you, Derek.
Awesome. So to start off this show, I'm going to be talking to Jack and Johnny about our new playable character coming to Suicide Squad. It's going to be the Joker, the clown prince of crime himself.
Shortly after that, I'm going to be talking to Sam to go into Joker's Elseworlds. the new environment that players will be able to get their hands on in Season 1. And then after that, I'll be talking to Adonis to go through some of the shiny new gear and mechanics that are coming up as well.
And after that, we're going to be taking a look at some of the Battle Pass and store content we have for our fashion fanatics out there. Some
That's as
awesome
loud as I can make
outfits
it, guys.
Coming to the game, as well as plenty of other options for customization as well.
And once that's all done, we've invited our top content creators to come in so they can show us what they can do with the brand new Joker and in the brand new Elseworld.
Plenty to look forward to in the show and of course in Season 1 as well. But without any further ado, I think we should get into the rest of the action, get our devs in to talk more about the exciting content that we have coming in Season 1. So let's go to a trailer now for all the content coming in Season 1.
I think you said jerker.
Task Force X. Your orders are simple.
We've already seen this trailer.
Destroy Brainiac's operations, kill him, and retrieve the Joker.
To the hunt! Evil shall not escape my sight.
Brainiac's back for another round, and he's going funhouse on us. At least buy me dinner first. I want more! Time to paint this town purple. The sky's the limit on who I can kill next. Here's my punchline.
Yeah, his. I like the way he looks. The animation style and stuff is good.
Big guys.
His moveset looks good.
Abominable machine. Tremble.
This apocalypse has got novelty. You're dead. Here comes the Goon Squad.
I guess you'll fit right in.
Five 5,000 people watching on Twitch. Yeah, but nobody's interested in the game.
Welcome, both Johnny and Jack, to our brand new digs here in the Rocksteady studio, all Joker-fied up. But before we get into the brand new playable character himself, Jack, I want to get a little bit of an overview as to what we're going to be expecting from new playable characters when they hit each and every season.
The new characters, we have 4 new characters coming. Each one is kind of a completely new playable character with its own completely unique traversal mechanics, own unique traversal attacks, whole new talent tree, and even, new legendary items that play specifically with that character's playstyle. So on a gameplay level, I think players are going to really enjoy learning to master each of those characters. But then also on a narrative level, each of those characters is kind of the route into the Elseworld that you're kind of adventuring in that season. I think players are going to really enjoy getting to know them, rescuing them, and learning to play with them in each season. It'll be a big appeal.
Yeah, I was right.
For players.
Got to rescue
And so
him.
if we are going to be rescuing,
Or you could
this
pay
new
$10
version of Joker, how does that tie in with the story? How are players going to be introduced to this new version of Joker, and at what point in his villain mission is he at this point?
So the Joker that you'll get to know in Season 1 is an Elseworld Joker, as you say. He's from an alternate universe. He's not kind of the prime Arkhamverse Joker. And you meet him at a point where, kind of parallel to the Squad Zone adventure in the kind of launch story, he's been part of a different Suicide Squad that was also fighting against Brainiac and lost.
Yes.
So he's been captured by Brainiac's forces. He's, got a bone to pick with Brainiac as a result. The rest of his squad was killed. He's been wounded.
We don't know, Altern.
So he comes in with that energy of, wanting to get revenge. And then in terms of where he is in his own story, he's certainly at a kind of younger and more inexperienced point than the Arkhamverse Joker you'll know. He's, got something to prove. He's a bit less Machiavellian.
Yes.
And he's a bit more kind of aggressive and frantic and energetic. And he's got a kind of theatrical, almost like a performer energy, like a sort of vaudevillain type kind of energy that he brings to combat and to interaction with the rest of the squad. So yeah, he's coming in with a different perspective. And I think it'll be fun for players to see how he interacts with the squad, who obviously have history with his kind of, Prime Universe counterpart. So they have some preconceptions of him, some of which might be true, some of which prove to be different. So, getting to learn that and getting to know about him, I think will be enjoyable for players.
And so speaking of preconceptions, obviously the Joker is an incredibly storied DC character at this point. And so when you're taking on a new version of him, as the writers have, I think, made a really compelling version of the Joker, how does that convert into gameplay, Johnny? How do you take this new version and build a traversal kit, a combat kit that fits in with the rest of the characters in the game?
Oh. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care. If they use it as marketing material, like, people are going to lose interest. But if you just have the character in the game and I play the game, I don't care.
In a haphazard and chaotic way. It's almost akin to a drunken master style traversal, I consider it. You can be using it to have a violent explosion up into the air and then go and glide down as you then flip it over to a surfboard across a rooftop.
It's traversal,
knocking over enemies, and all of this chaotic carnage that he's causing just feels very Joker.
I think it's not only how you're traversing around the city, but how that also translates into combat. You're going to these incursion missions, the mayhem missions, taking the fight to Brainiac. What are some of the different kind of play styles and combat styles that we can expect to see from this new version of the Joker?
Yeah, so similarly, we wanted to try and extract the essence of Joker.
I think it's
and convey that in
SMGs.
his play styles. He's very much not one note. So these different facets of his personality, we try to put those across the talent tree as such, which makes him very deadly mid to close range. We have the Jester, which is very close range, all about crowd control, survivability, melee, killing things up close and personal. We've then got Firestarter, which, as it sounds, very much utilizes fire, burning, explosions, grenades, big booms, really just setting the world alight. And then we have Ringmaster, which is for the show-offs. Anyone out there who wants to spend more time in the air, killing things while airborne, looking fabulous while doing it, that is totally the style for them.
We maybe have a little bit more design space to get a bit more technical, a bit more of a higher skill ceiling for the combat and the traversal of our characters, which Joker, I mean, for me at least, it's been a lot of fun stringing all his different aerial combos together, moving around the city. There's so much room for expression, I think, in terms of how you're traversing around.
You launch with Joker, you've got a lot of forward momentum that you can kind of curve and bend around to go where you want to go. Similarly, you can shoot when you're kind of in the air with Joker, but you're always moving.
That umbrella is like OP, man.
Really high skill opportunity moments where you can like launch over a rooftop. As you're flying over it, you can't arrest your momentum, but you can make use of it to shoot down on enemies, right? I think it's the same with Joker's new traversal attack, which is kind of like a from the air. It's almost like an aerial bombardment, kind of directly down in a cone. And I think timing that well with Joker's traversal becomes a really interesting skill challenge where you can kind of get a broad spread over a wide area or a tight spread on a small target for more
Probably
damage.
Titan. I would imagine.
Getting all of that just right, I think the players are going to really enjoy that journey.
Awesome. Well, I, for one, cannot wait for the rest of our community to get a chance to play with the Joker and to try and master that new style of traversal and combat that he's going to bring to the table. And the place that they're going to be doing that is our new Joker Elseworld. The incursion missions, the mayhem missions for Season 1 will be taking place at this awesome new Joker-themed Elseworld. Jack, I'm going to say thank you so much for bringing us that update on Joker. Johnny, I'm going to ask you to stick around as Sam and Kane will be joining us very soon for this look at Joker Elseworld.
So you've met our first new playable character, the Joker. I've kicked Derek out for the time being and I'm running the show. I'm joined by Johnny and Sam. So, Joker's Elseworlds. It's quite a bizarre and surreal environment that we're taking players to in Season 1. What's the story there, Sam?
Yeah, so each season brings with it its own Elseworld, with its own flavour, and this Season 1 is based around the Joker, the new playable character. In his reality, he was his last surviving member of the Suicide Squad. Brainiac has captured him and is obsessed with him, wants to find out what makes him tick. This is kind of backfired.
He puts his own thing in.
It's infected the actual terraforming process. So instead of Metropolis being turned into this new Cthulhu version, it's now covered in crazy reimagining of Joker's world and his mind. Buildings are turned into big birthday presents. They're covered in wrapping paper. There's toy soldiers scattered all over the place. There's parade balloons in the sky. We even have some casino elements, there's poker chips, cards everywhere, and then eventually you'll get to go in the next episode to the Daily Cackle, which is a Joker-fied, reimagined version of everyone's favourite newspaper headquarters, the Daily Planet.
Johnny, what other changes should we expect to come to Metropolis in Season 1?
So, on top of phasing in strongholds, Brainiac has also been analysing the squad's
So we don't get to go until the next season?
tactics,
Come on.
And he's taken that information and then he is altering the DNA of his troops to better serve him and cause you more problems. What this means is that enemies will be gaining episodic buffs and resistances to certain tactics and abilities, so the squad will have to keep evolving in order to stay one step ahead and manage this new threat. However, Brainiac is not as perfect as he thinks he is, and whilst bringing in this new DNA and his new improvements,
I know, Titan. I talked about it
he's also
earlier.
added in a backdoor with new vulnerabilities and new weaknesses. So players will have to play through and try and find out what the pros and cons now of these new changes. So one example being that bombers might now suddenly drop more grenades reliably, or Batman and Fuse will now be susceptible to deep freeze. So it's finding these things out, and only by playing it and trying what works and what doesn't work, players will discover these new challenges.
So now that we've learned a bit more about this new Joker's Elseworld, what new challenges can players expect when they jump into it?
So the squad are in hostile territory here. This is where Brainiac is his most powerful, and this is where he's at his most dangerous. And for us getting to develop this was really exciting, coming up with new challenges for the players to play and to really experience. One way we're doing that is by changing up the mutators. So, and these really mix up the way players will have been playing with the game and how their abilities and how their gear sets work. One example is the All New Me mutator, which just adds a resurrection mechanic for the enemies. So you kill them, they'll keep coming back. The only way to stop this though is you can counter them or shield harvest or poison them. So there are ways around this, but again, it's ways for players to
They just keep coming back
and then put a spin on them. We've also got new incursions for players to engage with. These ones have stripped out a lot of the activity elements and they really focus on the beautiful art of killing things dead. So players can really have a lot more choice now of how they experience the Elseworlds endgame and how they want to push those mastery levels. So there's picking the missions they want to do and using that to bring up their mastery level. We've also got brand new feature in facilities. These are provided by Lex and these act as limited or time-limited buffs for the squad. So they use them, they apply to the entire squad, and they really help turn the tide of battle. One example being the Diablo Blaze aura. So what this does is this applies to the squad, and this gives them this Diablo Blaze effect on them on a range. So players can run up
South Park?
set them on fire,
Bullshit.
and move around the area, and just setting fire to absolutely everything. So it's up to the squad then to really determine how close they get, and they have to balance then. Do they get up close and personal, or do they really try and defend themselves at the same time? So these are time limited. So the trick here is really popping them at the right time, being able to maximize damage output and not wasting them too early. These facilities are seeded across all of our Elseworlds maps. These are incursions and our new Mayhem mission, which has got a new boss fight. So all of these things here and all of these things is a lot to engage with in this part of this season.
Sam, Johnny, thank you so much for sharing what's coming in our new Joker's Elseworlds. Next up, I'm going to be joined by Adonis, who's going to come and talk to us about the new gear and some of the new mechanics that are coming in Season 1.
No, I agree with you guys. I just said it about movies. They show too much.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ken. I'm happy to be here.
So we've got some exciting new upcoming changes to new gear sets and builds in Season 1. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I sure can. So our shining star, or should I say shining villain, for our Episode 1 gear set is none other than DC's Scarecrow. And his gear and weapons are all featured around his specialty fear, toxins, and poisons like that. So his weapons have this thing called Mind Melt, where when you do a crit reload, it lets you build up a stack and lets you apply poison to your enemies. And he also has this thing called Shielded Mine on his shields, where when you get afflicted by those nasty snipers that stun you or the helicopters that freeze you, then you'll be able to get more shields from the enemies to help you bounce back. And we're also adding the new poison condition to the game. This does not only damage over time, but allows you to synergize with other items and get you other bonuses through different mechanics.
Nice. So if I got myself a set of tier 1 set of Scarecrow set, how would that feel to play?
So the tier 1 set features an ability called Poisoned Mine, when you poison enemies, you get a poisoned mind, and you can spend that poisoned mind to do big shield harvest damage. That limit of that damage is like really high, by the way, so you can like really harvest them and, well, get your shields back to survive. So if you play the tier 1 set, you're going to have a lot of poison enemies, a lot of shield harvestable enemies, so you're going to be putting in an honest day's work at the farm, honestly.
Nice. Great. So are there any other bonuses to playing with the full sets?
Yeah, so we're introducing something that we call episodic villain bonuses. So Scarecrow is the feature villain of this episode. If you play with his gear set, you will get extra bonuses for per tier, per item, actually. If you were playing with a different villain in a different episode, then it would go to that villain's gear set only, and Scarecrow would no longer be the active villain. So with things like this, Scarecrow tier 1, you would get damage reduction, critical hit damage, more shields, all the things that help you survive and really punish the enemies for just existing. So say bye to Brainiac's troops, basically.
Nice. Sounds great. Do we have any other surprises coming?
Yes, we do.
Don't tell us.
We have a whole new weapon manufacturer, Intergang, and they have weapons supplied by the new gods of Apocalypse themselves. And we interpreted that
Not a surprise anymore. You have any more surprises?
Basically, very fast-firing
Not anymore.
guns that have a spread when they shoot, almost like a shotgun. I feel like they're going to make it a lot of people's builds, honestly.
Any other iconic themed gear that's coming? Any more notorious weapons?
Ah, yes, that's true. Glad you asked. Yeah, we have some new guns based on DC's Merlin. And Merlin is a very deadly assassin, so his weapons are very deadly accurate. And not only do they do massive critical damage, but they also allow you to debuff enemies on the crit, so you can ruin their day further. We also have Dr. Poison. Dr. Poison Maro's 2 injector is another some of our.
Yeah, it's going to be really good with
and
Harley.
they have 2 modes. They have a normal mode where you just poison the enemies that you hit, and they have an alt fire mode where you do massive damage to any enemies that are poisoned and spread that poison further amongst Brainiac's forces. And that's not all. We have other items to make you a mind sharp, like Black Manta. Other items to make you really lethal, like Reverse Flash, and even to make you really spotty, like Polka Dot Man.
Sounds like there's quite a selection to choose from there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they're bringing this stuff in.
There's so much more that we could go into in gears and builds.
But I want to see the
but
characters.
I think that's enough for our players to start theory crafting some things.
I'm sure the players are going to be really thrilled to get their hands on all this shiny new gear.
Right, water. I just want it to work. Oh, the battle pass.
For this next section, I'm joined by Albert, and Jack is back again to take us through some of the awesome outfits that we have coming in this season. I've been taking a look, Albert, and I am absolutely loving what we have in store coming in the Battle Pass. So what can our players expect to see when Season 1 launches?
So the outfit family in the Battle Pass for Season 1 is Wayne Tech, and this will be available for Deadshot, for Harley Quinn, King Shark, and Joker. So we use Wayne Tech because it's such a staple in the Batman universe, and with Batman out of the way, we wondered, what if Lucius Fox made some cool outfit for our squad? We fantasized with the idea of putting high-tech costumes, like the different paneling, the logos on their chest, the cowls with the glowing eyes. They essentially become
That's a cool one.
Symbols for the city. So that was the idea. People.
Yeah, where's Captain Boomerangs?
Games, they will be familiar with the detective mode switch. We also added another switch that is completely black with red highlights to hint at Batman Beyond. And this outfit family comes with
Why is there only
variants,
4?
body variants, the enhanced reversal, which allows you to change not just the way you look, but also the VFX and the trails of when you're moving, and tons of other color switches. So yeah.
I mean, King Shark in the armor looks really, really good. You can sort of imagine Shark leaning over rooftops and growling about being the
They don't
knight.
want to show
So
everything.
I enjoy that energy.
Awesome. But aside from the outfits that are going to be contained within the Battle Pass, a lot of our players want to know, how's it going to work? What can they experience in the Battle Pass when it launches in Season 1?
More
So
cosmetics.
there's a free track of the Battle Pass that's available to everyone, and that will have some of the Wayne Tech family that we just discussed in there. And then there's also other things in that Battle Pass, like, you've got emotes, you've got banners, you've got other kind of customization options for your character and your kind of profile as well. But then there's a premium track, which you can buy in the store and unlock, additional rewards for progressing through the Battle Pass. You can make that purchase at any time. So it's one of those things where you can progress on the free track if you want, and then later, if you've reached level 40 in the battle pass, and then you go into the store and buy it, you'll get all the rewards from 1 to 40 that you'd already earned, right? And that would include the full Wayne Tech family with lots of those color swatches we talked about, outfits for King Shark, for Harley Quinn, for Deadshot, and for the Joker. From the Wayne Tech family, plus a whole bunch of other new cool stuff, win poses, lose poses, rival taunts, emotes, all that kind of good stuff. And then it also includes 1,000 Luther coin, which you can use to either buy more stuff in the store or put towards the next battle pass. So you kind of have
towards the next battle pass. That means the battle
I think
pass
we've set it up in a way that's really
costs
fair
more than
to players,
10?
whether they want to spend money or not, whether they want to spend money now or later.
Yeah,
that's fine. We just want people to enjoy
Spend
the
money.
game and get access to the cool outfits we're making for them.
We have some very nice new outfits that we have coming in Season 1. Bit of a downgrade technologically, I think it's fair to say, when compared to the Wayne Tech outfits. But I think just
I don't want to talk about this.
how they look.
One of the Rocksteady favorite families is the Super Zeros, which is essentially how would the squad turn themselves into the Justice League by just finding basic materials like cardboard boxes, strings, food tins, bean bags, rolls of paper, stuff like that, just to make something that looks ridiculously fun. This family is for Joker, who comes as Batman, Captain Boomerang, that comes as Flash, Harley Quinn is as Wonder Woman, and then King Shark as Superman, of course. We also have the enhanced traversal customization, which
I like how he's wearing the mask on his head.
I love the King Shark one. It's so great.
There are a couple of other ways, or a couple of other outfits, I should say, that can be earned in Season 1.
Yeah, so there are some completely free color variants, swatches, that you can earn for Joker, much like in the launch game, just by playing through absolutely free. Just play the game.
Fantastic. And play the game, I'm sure our community will when Season 1 launches very soon. And also, a few people who played the game were a few of our favorite content creators who we got to sit down and play through an incursion mission with all of them playing as the Joker, showcasing his traversal, his combat, his outfits, the new gear that we have as well, an amalgamation of everything that we've talked about in this show. So take a look as we take down an incursion
All right, cool.
mission
So
with the full...
me and Mr. Luke are going to play tomorrow morning.
Hey guys, my name's Jav. I'm a full-time content creator covering pretty much every looter shooter going, and you may recognize me from some of the previous Insider episodes, as I was part of a very small group of creators that got early access to the game. The first build that you can see here is what we've called the Poisoned Harvester. Now, this build revolves around poison, as well as harvesting and countering your enemies to spread that poison, and poison is a key part of Scarecrow's infamy set, which will be used as a primer when it comes to activating some of the awesome talents. Now, to get the most out of this set, we've equipped a full Tier 1 Scarecrow infamy set. This will give us bonus critical hits and apply poison on enemy hits. And if you kill poisoned enemies, this also triggers poisoned mind.
Why don't they give me early access?
10 times
I
and
don't
lasts
care.
up to 30 seconds.
That's why.
And each stack of this will increase your chances of triggering enemies to become shield harvestable from poison damage by 5%. Now, whilst that sounds like a small amount, this is actually on tick and not on the initial application of poison. So by applying poison to a huge group of targets, you will actually see some huge damage numbers. Now, this build also harnesses Dr. Poison's Maru 2 Injector, which is a notorious auto rifle. Enemies hit with this weapon become poisoned, making it a very easy applicator and primer to triggering the infamy set. I also paired this with the Epidemic Pistol, and this is really to make the most of the talent, as countering a poisoned enemy has a 50% chance of spreading poison to all enemies within 30 meters.
Why is it
And if
so
you can do that as a
pixelated?
critical counter, this will switch to a 100% chance. Alongside that, we have the Rotten Feast, which is a legendary flail, which is Joker's melee weapon. This will increase the chance of putting poisoned enemies into a harvestable state by 50%, and harvesting poisoned enemies will drop 100% more shield. And finally, the Harvest Express, which is a legendary lucky charm.
Supposedly it works
This is when
now,
melee
Water.
hits
A
on
lot
an
of people are
enemy
saying it works.
consume 20
I guess we'll find out
combo,
tomorrow.
but it will make all enemies within 15 meters harvestable. As you can see, this is incredibly rewarding, and by having overcharged overshields, it will keep you in the thick of the action and all your enemies begging for mercy. Now, Joker is fun, wacky, and has some hilariously fun builds. We also have the slow-mo Crit Clown. This one specializes in slowing down your enemy, juggling them, and prioritizing crit damage. This one's going to prioritize the Great Suspender melee weapon, where melee hits put enemies within 10 meters in slow motion. And we've also paired that with
I
a
wonder how
notorious
fast the
grenade
story
called Black
elements are,
Mask's target priority.
and how fast
so
you
this
get
is
to
where your
Brainiac to
grenade
beat
does
him.
no damage, but instead causes enemies hit by it to get launched in slow motion whilst taking 200% more damage for 30 seconds and become targeted by enemies.
Let me pause it for a second. I wonder how fast to get Joker, and how long the story element beats are. Like how fast you get to Brainiac to beat Brainiac. You know what I mean?
Inflicted by Venom Frenzy within 200 meters. Now, by juggling our enemies using our melee weapon and grenade, we're going to use the Turkey Shoot shotgun. Now, this firearm does 250% increased critical hit damage, and when enemies are in slow motion, you get 100% crit hit chance against them. And to finish off this build, we have the Magic Number, a legendary neck bomb, and when you juggle an enemy, the enemy explodes and hits all enemies within 25 meters, and enemies hit by that explosion either become poisoned, put into slow motion, or become harvestable.
No, offline mode's not available yet.
Alone creates many avenues to juggle your enemy, whether that's sliding through them by gliding on rooftops, using your melee weapon or grenade. They all unlock high crit chance and crit damage options and make for a very fast, fun and snappy build. So as you can see, there's a lot of build diversity, and the biggest question you have isn't just the build you're going to use, but who are you going to drop from your squad when it comes to trying out the Joker.
Hello, I'm Abrax, a massive looter shooter fan and a content creator for the genre over at youtube.com/@thatabrax. And welcome to a look at the newest character on his way to Suicide Squad Killer Justice League,
Gonna be all
the Joker.
all Jokers.
We've been given the chance to get hands-on with the character early and test out a few builds in one of the new incursions coming with Season 1, Laugh Riot. The first build I have to try out
What's a stronghold? That's what I want to know.
Burn Baby Burn. This build takes full advantage of the Joker's love of fire and explosions, using a collection of notorious items and talents to make sure that if it isn't ablaze, it soon will be. The build combines new notorious items like the Polka Dot Man's Spotty Explosion, which is a next level cluster grenade, with each of the clusters having a 50% chance to spawn more polka dots, making this a great way to spread Diablo Blaze over a massive area. Add in the Joker's Temper and High Crimes talents, and you're getting an additional 50% damage to burning enemies, and firearm kills on burning enemies spawn grenade ammo. Top this off with the Heat Wave Molten Skin Shield mod for survivability through that 90% damage reduction when you burn a new enemy, and you're in for a pretty good time. For me, the Polka Dot Man's Spotty Explosion Grenade is a must-have for Season 1. This grenade is all kinds of chaotic in the best kind of way. Next up, I get a chance to play with the new Tier 1 Scarecrow Infamy set, the Poisoned Mind, with a build nicknamed the Maru Poisoner. The goal with this build is to apply as much poison to as many enemies as possible, then reap the rewards of the Infamy set using a few extra notorious items to give the set a bit of a boost. Starting out using the Dr. Poison's Maru 2 injector to apply poison on hit, tagging as many enemies as possible, then getting kills on poison enemies to start stacking Poisoned Mind, which thanks to the 2-piece bonus increases the chance of poisoned enemies to become shield harvestable per tick of poison. This then opens up the chance to get stuck in with the Mad Hatter's 3-leaf clover melee weapon, to start smacking enemies around, doing huge damage to harvestable enemies, with the 3-piece bonus of the Tier 1 Infamy set giving us an extra 50% damage to shield harvestable enemies per stack of Poisoned Mind.
Not doing very much
You can
damage
see
to
with
him,
this
though.
build how the game loop begins to develop, where you're poisoning enemies and then swooping in to finish them off with a shield harvest. And if I want to spread that poison a little bit further, I can swap to the legendary assault rifle Epidemic, which has a 50% chance to spread poison to all enemies within 30 meters on a counter. This goes up to 100% if I manage to get a critical counter. Unlike the first build I tried out, the Maru Poisoner doesn't use the effect it applies as its main source
I'm having
of damage, but
PTSD.
instead
Salty.
uses poison as a type of primer, setting you up to string together some...
Yeah, all those lasers, I'm like, oh god. They changed snipers a little bit so you can get them better now. with the patch, but I'm looking at those going, oh, look at all those snipers.
Hard-hitting shield harvest attacks. I have to say, I am a fan of the new notorious assault rifle Dr. Poison's Marutu injector. Applying poison on hit is a solid and reliable way to apply poison at a range. Plus, its secondary fire, giving you an extra 250% crit damage to poisoned enemies, makes stacking Poisoned Mind a breeze. I have to say, I've had an absolute blast playing the Joker, and a massive thank you to Rocksteady for letting me get hands-on with the character and taking him for a spin early. I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of crazy builds the community comes up with when this guy goes live with Season 1. Now let's get back to Derek and Kane on the couch. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, guys, for lending us your sick Joker skills in that awesome run-through of an incursion mission. Cannot wait to jump into it in just a few days when Season 1 launches. But with that, we're all done taking you through the content that is going to be coming in Season 1 with our new playable character in the Joker, the new Joker-themed Elseworlds gear, all playable for free for owners of the game, as well, of course, as the awesome cosmetics that are going to be coming to the game in Season 1.
Yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. That's all we have for the time being, but we look forward to seeing you in Joker's Elseworlds soon.
We'll see you
Take
there.
care.
When he was talking about the microtransactions, like, let me go back to the part here. Is this the part?
Squad was killed. He's been...
No. It was... It was here.
Head variants, body variants, the enhanced reversal, which allows you to change not just the way you look, but also the VFX and the trails.
I mean, King Shark in the armor looks really, really good. You can sort of imagine Shark leaning over rooftops and growling about being the knight, you know? So I enjoy that energy.
Awesome.
Go on, Luke.
But aside from the outfits that are going to be contained within the Battle Pass, a lot of our players want to know, how's it going to work? What can they experience
Here he goes.
in
He's
the
like,
Battle Pass when it launches in
I don't want to be the guy to
So
tell you
there's
this.
a free track of the Battle Pass that's available to everyone, and that will have some of the Wayne Tech family that we just discussed in
Have
there.
some.
And then there's also other things in that Battle Pass, like, you know, you've got
That
emotes,
face.
you've got
Why do that? Why make it worse?
banners, you've got other kind of customization.
Right?
options to
Just
your
say
character.
what it is.
Profile as well. But then there's a premium track which you can buy in the store and unlock, you know, additional rewards.
Yeah. He's like, well, there's other things. There's the free pass. The free pass is fine. You can unlock the stuff. You can do all the things. It's all there. And then there's other things that you can do in the pass. And it costs you money, and there's other things.
For progressing through the Battle Pass. You can make that purchase at any time. So it's one of those things where you can progress on the free track if you want, and then later, if you've reached level 40 in the Battle Pass,
Got you.
and then you go into the store and buy it.
Which I think that's the way you should play any battle pass. You shouldn't put the money down first. You should see if you play through the game, and if you like the game, then hit that whatever the max level is, and then, and only then, do you purchase that. Because if you give them the $10 up front, now there's no FOMO in this, so if you pay the $10 up front and then don't finish it within the whatever time, you can still finish it down the road. But in other battle passes, I never buy the battle pass unless I know I have enough time to put in to finish the actual battle pass.
You'll get all the rewards from 1 to 40 that you'd already earned, right? And that would include the full Wayne Tech family with lots of those color swatches we talked about, outfits for King Shark, for Harley Quinn, for Deadshot, and for the Joker.
Why isn't Captain Boomerang inside? That boggles my mind. Why wouldn't they put stuff in for Captain Boomerang this season?
From the Wayne Tech family. Plus, yeah, a whole bunch of other new cool stuff. Win poses, lose poses, rival taunts, emotes, you know, all that kind of good stuff. And then it also includes 1,000 Luther coin, which you can use to either buy more stuff in the store or put towards the next battle pass. So
when he says put towards the next battle pass, does that mean to buy the next battle pass? Right? Like if you have 1,000 coin Luther coin from the end of the battle pass, Is that enough to buy the next battle pass? Or, I mean, he says you could buy whatever you want, or you can put towards.
You kind of have that choice as a player. I think we've set it up in a way that's really fair to players, whether they want to spend money or not, whether they want to spend money now or later.
Yeah.
That's fine. We just want people to enjoy.
You just want people to spend money, which is understandable.
Enjoy the game and get access to the cool outfits we're making for them.
We have
his facial expressions. I love looking at people's facial expressions when they say certain things, because he's a dev, and he was the one that picked the short straw to talk about it. They're like, all right, we got to talk about the battle pass. Who's going to do it? They're like, you're a senior developer. Why don't you do it? People like you. They're like, all right, let's pick straws.
Some very nice new outfits.
Right? Because if you back up and listen to him, look at him.
Spend money now or later.
Yeah.
That's fine. We
took a big gulp in there. He's like, you want to spend time now or later? Really more now.
We just want people to enjoy the game and get
we just want people to enjoy the game and get access to the stuff.
Access to the cool outfits we're making for them.
We have some very nice new outfits that we have coming in Season 1. Bit of a downgrade technologically, I think it's fair to say, when compared to the Wayne Tech outfits, but I think just as cool in terms of how they look.
One of the Rocksteady favorite families is the...
So, look, this is not going to fundamentally change the entire game, right? I'm glad that Joker's coming in. I'm going to play Joker. We're going to play tomorrow morning. Mr. Luke and I will join forces to play the game. We'll go through the battle pass in the morning. We'll look at all the stuff tomorrow morning. We'll play the game, see what the gear is. But the same as I felt before when I was playing, I enjoyed the game. I think I'm going to enjoy the game now. Is it going to keep me hooked once I get the Joker? Once we do the mission to get the Joker, and then we do the Joker, and then level up the Joker, I'll play enough to probably level up his skills because I want to see what it is. How long that takes, and if it feels good, and the gear and the different abilities that he has feels good, cool. I want to know the story elements, the story element beats, because this is Season 1, Part 1, and then there's Season 1, Part 2. So, like, we have 6 weeks, and how long in that 6 weeks is it going to take to complete or get the full story, right? Like, for instance, in Division 2, you play the game, 2 weeks goes by, 3 weeks goes by, you play the next portion of the season, play the next portion of the season, play the next portion of the season, until you're done with the season. I think that's the same way they're doing this, but we'll see. All right, we'll see. Lower back on. Yeah, it just seems weird that Captain Boomerang is not in the is not in it. Captain Boomerang isn't meta. This is why. SBI didn't like Boomer. We'll see how much it's going to be. Captain Boomerang isn't in the past because he doesn't have a body to piss on. Probably means to roll over the credits to the next battle pass in case that there was something you want to buy versus now. You get the need to make money. Yep, I have no problem with them trying to make money. I didn't like when they said everything's free. I was like, all right. No stuff for my main. They're trying to sell you little trash outfits for real money. Bold choice. It is what it is. Season 1. 30 to 50 more hours of content. Let's see if it works. If so, build on that. Eclipse says, I'm going to play it for sure. I'll probably get 30 hours. Yeah, I could see myself putting another like 15 or 20. Maybe more if it's fun. You know, if it keeps my attention. Yeah, I just feel it's weird that they don't have Boomerang with the Wayne Tech stuff. Like, hold on a second. Maybe you can earn Boomerang stuff by doing Riddler missions or something. I don't know. It seems a little weird, though. He's not in the Battle Pass. I just over 100. I think I have 102 or something like that. Salty. All right. It's been a long day for me, a long morning for me. We're done for the morning, done for the afternoon or whatever. We'll be back tonight for more gaming. I think we might play some Division 2 with Sarge tonight. If not, maybe we'll jump into, I don't know, one of the other games that did an update. So, well, yeah, I had to level up all my characters and stuff. Maybe I'll change the meta so they didn't want you to just give it to you in the battle pass. Perhaps, maybe. Yeah, so we'll be back tonight for some more gameplay. We'll be playing something tonight. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be playing some Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, instead of doing the morning show that we do. The morning show will be playing Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Mr. Luke and I will be playing tomorrow morning, so 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Come on by. We'll be playing some gameplay. You can ask questions, see for yourself. And that'll be it. Appreciate it very much. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.